Hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything's working. I'm your host, Patrick Marlette, your local game guy, with local game co-host Will.
Sup?
Not much, dude. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
I know. I haven't seen you in a whole, 7 hours.
So if you didn't join us last night, that's okay. All is forgiven. But you left some crumbs on the table. Guys, if you play Commander and you want to know what cards to pick up from the set, that's what that guide's for. Also, if you have any questions, you can leave those comments in that video for cards we may have missed, like new play lines or combos that are really good. There's a lot of +1/+1 counter manipulation in this set, so maybe we missed something. Yeah, and Will highlighted some web slinging shenanigans, but that's the whole idea with Marvel's Spider-Man. So, as you'd suspect, and as has been a trend with a lot of these Universes Beyond sets, there happen to be a lot of uniquely named creatures in these sets, and Spider-Man's no different. We have a lot of legendaries to cut through, and that's why we're starting early, trying something a little different. I do have something later this morning, so that's one reason. But two, I don't know, it'd just be nice to bang it out early. I'm usually up around like 6 or 7 these days, like minimally 7. But like I'll get up around 5 to go play tennis or work out. I don't know about you, Will. I feel like you're up pretty early too.
Yeah, I get up somewhere between, 6 and 7 on the weekends because I get up at 6 for work.
Okay. Well, enjoy this in lieu of your Saturday morning cartoon. Uh, Put this on while you're doing breakfast, and let's talk Spider-Man. We're gonna go through this in Wooburg order until we get to multicolored and colorless legendaries, or at least I believe they should be in that order. And we'll just discuss where their viability is within the new beta bracket system. Well, do you want to break that down a little bit further? I'll put up the tier list so they can see it.
So, our tier list is set up by the bracket system. Uh, with how the bracket system is currently set up right now, bracket 1 is supposed to be jokey fun decks. Bracket 2 is supposed to be any deck around the power level of a precon. Bracket 3 is supposed to be the power level of an upgraded precon, something where you cut out all the chaff and you actually focus on the game plan. Bracket 4 is supposed to be a well-tuned deck with no limitations, no holds barred. You're just playing to do what you want to do as well as you can. And then bracket 5 is cEDH, where you just play to win with the most efficient, most compact line that you can do, cutting out any of the fun and goofy stuff for pure value and pure efficiency.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, there are some bracket 5 decks that use like abnormal strategies. I would say like Y'shtola was probably the most unique bracket 5 commander we had in recent date. And it's not even, poison's not abnormal, it's just not commonly seen in a cEDH setting, but she made it look really good.
Yeah, just because you play wacky stuff does not mean that it's not efficient.
Right.
Uh, it's just that you're cutting out any of the things that it's like, why are you running Gulta in your artifact deck? Because Big Dino.
Yeah. And speaking of, we have a dino to talk about today. Who'd have
There's
thunk?
two, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait. Oh well. Let's let it be a surprise. So all of these
It's
legends,
just one. Never mind.
we have discussed some of these in their value in the 99 on our previous stream. If you guys want to talk about some of these in their placement in the 99, we could do that, but I would defer to our previous stream. Obviously, some of these will be better in the 99 than they will in the CZ, and we can sort of comment on that. But I think we're good to go. If you're good to go, sir.
Yep. And thankfully, we can get through a lot of these very quickly to start because they're not too effective. First, starting off with Anti-Venom, Horrifying Healer. For 5 white, you get a 5/5 legendary creature symbiote hero that, when it enters, if you cast it, return a creature from your grave to the battlefield. If damage would be dealt to Anti-Venom, prevent that damage and put that many counters on it.
Neat.
Uh, 5 mana for a reanimate and like a self-enlarging body. This would be so much better if it was in either black or red, just because you could burn him yourself and then make him bigger really easily with blasphemous act or just random like black what is it, pestilence effects.
Hmm.
But because you're just in white, your best way of getting him hurt is by using effects that redirect damage to him. I'm gonna say bracket or sorry,
Oh, we
hold
did
on, I
these
think I
in
did
we
the
did
tier
these
list.
in the inverse.
Hold up, I can probably quickly edit that. Okay,
No, no,
uh,
no. We're gonna do that. Wait. I can
1
edit
is 5 and
it.
5 is 1.
Well, wait.
Sorry about
I
that.
can change this. Can I change this? Yeah.
I think there's an edit button at the top or bottom.
Yeah. Uh, save. No, not gonna let me save that. Okay. Uh-huh.
Allow me. I'm gonna try to fix this really quick.
Oh no, I have it. I have it. So you're gonna say bracket one is what you're gonna say.
Yes. I
I
unfortunate.
saw that and I'm like, let's leave it. There you go.
Okay. All fixed, all good. My bad. I
Bam.
was in a rush setting this up this morning. But yes, bracket one, not that great at reanimating. Yes, you can do funny, stupid things because we have a couple effects that say if you would take damage, redirect it to a creature you control instead. And with anti-venom, that means that you can't die. But you can also just do that with any indestructible creature. The only difference is this makes a threat as well, but honestly, I'd just rather play like Heliod or something.
I kind of wish it was just a cast trigger. Like you're putting in a lot of effort to make this work. Like to be foiled by a stifle effect or a counter on the stack, it's like this
Yeah,
effect really
either
sucks.
just
Like if when it enters, if it was cast, you're already making it so demanding. Like why don't you just let it be when you cast it? Like 5 white is a lot to plug into this thing, guys. It really
I
is.
mean, just make it a karmic guide too. Like just ETB reanimate is fine. Like I know that that could be super scary because if you spam flickers, you can reanimate your whole graveyard and that can mess things up. Does not matter. Just
Let it
let
mess
it be
things
either
up. Let
purely ETB or purely cast.
Yeah, let it mess things up, dude. It's a mythic rare. Please.
Yeah.
Like these are the cards that should be pushed, not the
All
commons
right.
and uncommons. And yet, I
Yeah.
don't know. They're finding new ways to like break the mold here. But yeah, bracket one. I have nothing further to say. Arachne is probably gonna
Yeah.
be the same.
Arachne Imprisoned Weaver. We went over this yesterday, but 3 mana for a 3/3 with web slinging one. For those who don't know web slinging, you may cast this for its web slinging cost by bouncing a tapped creature you control in addition to its other web slinging cost. Then, as it enters, look at an opponent's hand, choose a card type other than creature. Spells of the chosen type cost 1 more to cast. This is a Thalia.
Yeah,
It can cost less to cast this. It only hits specific card type though, but it's a bigger body. Bracket one, it's not too relevant.
yeah. At least not in the CZ.
Next, Aunt May.
Oh,
1 mana for an 0/1. Whenever another creature enters, gain a life. If it's a spider, put a counter on it. Bracket one, it's just a soul sister. I will say, isn't this the first legendary soul sister we've ever had?
is she?
I well no. We had the we had Edge of Eternities. We had the one lady that has the warp soul sisters effect. She was 3 mana though.
Mm,
But
yeah,
like this is the first actual 1 mana soul sister, I think.
yeah. You're not
But
special, Aunt May. You're not
yeah,
special. I'm just kidding. It's not. I mean,
on
it's really not that bad.
yeah,
How many spiders are
it's
in
just
white?
that if you want to do life gain stuff, there's probably better commanders.
Flash.
Um, yeah, Flash Thompson, Spider Fan. Um, 2 mana for a 2/2 with Flash. ETB choose one, tap a creature or untap a creature. Um, Funnily enough, this is a Kiki Jiki combo card. Haha, funny. Um,
Is it a good one?
Not good. I mean, I think it's the best in white. Weirdly enough,
Yeah, because
because
it
I
has
think the
flash.
second best one has been Village Bellringer, but this one is 2 mana.
Do you think
So
this purely normal human deserves Flash beyond his name,
I know.
beyond having the name Flash?
Yeah, I mean, like freaking Spider-Man swinging around the entire city doing like 30 laps in like 1 minute, and then
Yeah,
he doesn't have Flash,
he's
but
not that
this
snappy.
guy who just this guy who just plays football has
This
Flash.
guy who rolls up in a tracksuit, he has Flash. Um, I get why you gave it Flash, but no, it's kind of cool. I like it as a combo piece. We didn't really bring it up in the set review. It's tier one. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
bracket one.
play
Well,
it as your
bracket one,
commander.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, bracket one.
I will say, fun card for Jolly Balloon Man, I guess. Just
Yeah,
get a whole bunch of uh tutus.
yeah. Balloon Man was fun.
Next, we have MJ Rising Star. 2 and a white for a 2/3 vigilance with when you gain life, put a counter on MJ. Um, B1, we've had other commanders with the same effect, but had more impactful keywords and additional abilities. Look at Aerith.
Yeah,
I will say that yes, you can Walking Ballista, act the Soul Cauldron, but like I said, you have other commanders that do the same thing but better. Just either play Heliod or Aerith.
yeah. There are cleaner ways to go about this. But we're really happy about your career, MJ.
Next, we have a new
Peter.
effect. Yeah,
Wow.
we got Peter Parker, and he is a modal card with a transform effect. So I'm gonna read it off. Uh, Peter Parker, 1 mana and or 2 mana, sorry, 1 and a white for an 0/1 legendary human scientist hero. Which
Right.
it's funny because I don't think that he's a hero as just Peter Parker. Um,
No.
he's just a guy. Then he gets bitten by a spider. Then he becomes Spider-Man. So I feel like post transformation he should gain hero. But continuing,
Sure.
ETB create a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach. Then you can transform him for one a green, a white, and a
I
blue
guess he's
at
already
sorcery speed.
established that he is Spider-Man at this point. It's not like Osborn, who hasn't taken the serum. I don't know. I get what you're saying though. This feels like it's meant to be storied. Like,
Well, like look at all the alternate arts of the card, and it's like, hey,
oh,
look, this is Spider-Man, the scene before he gets bitten by the spider. Hey, look, this is Spider-Man in the lab as he or like working on like the web shooters. Hey,
right.
this is Spider-Man, like literally getting bit by the spider on the card art, and even in the card itself, it's him bringing the spider in. So like, I don't know, I feel like this is pre Spider-Man Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's fair to say. I think more or less.
But backside, uh, one a green, a white, and a blue because modal, so you can cast it instead of just transforming it. 4/4 with vigilance and reach, and each legendary spell you cast, uh, that's one or more colors has web slinging for a green, a white, and a blue. That means that you can cheat in really big things that aren't Eldrazi Titans. For green, white, and blue, I think the biggest, most notable things that you can cheat in are the Praetors, I'm pretty sure. Those
Yeah.
are the most impactful effects. So you can either Elish Norn to double up your ETBs, remove opponent ETBs, or uh, give everything -2/-2 on your opponent's board and buff your whole board. You can use either of the Jin Gitaxis to just shut people off and kind of win the game, or you can use one of the Vorin Collects to double your mana output while halving your opponent's mana output. Um, you can do some good greedy things with this Peter Parker. I think the best thing to do is just get one of the two Jin Gitaxis out. Um, I would say that he can do some scary things, but needing to play him for 4, then get another tapped thing, and then find one of those specific legendary creatures, and then cheat it in, and then potentially just lose to
Yeah.
removal.
No, I mean, I think that you're gonna have a lot of dorks. You'll probably be on survival of the fittest. So like that Boreal Druid you have in your hand can just go. You'll bounce one of the dorks. Like I don't think you'll have too much trouble getting there. They're just
Yeah,
better. Are there better ways to do this?
my main issue is it's just it's not a lot of investment because you're gonna, like you said, you're running dorks, you're running
Yeah.
tutors, but if you lose both your Jin-Gitaxias, it just kind of feels like you got blown out, and then the other three Praetors that you'd want to run feel much more subpar in comparison. The other thing you can do with Spider-Man though is you can just do like weird ETB lines, I think, where
Mm.
it's just keep bouncing different legendaries over and over and over again to do things. That might be the way to build Spider-Man. I would say that because you can do scary things, probably B3. Not he feels too clunky, too clunky for B4,
I was gonna say
but
B
he can
two. Like
definitely.
I would keep this guy like purely casual.
Well, I mean, cheating in a Praetor on like turn 3 or 4 is horrifying, which is the only reason
Yeah.
why I'm like, yeah, B3. But
I mean, one Jin Gitaxias. Like you were saying, there aren't that many. There really aren't that many one or more color. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I need to look over the list of big dumb things you can play, but you're probably right. It is probably like Jin Gitaxias, something along those lines. I wish it didn't have to be legendary. Like, I would even take this to just put a Consphinx into play. Like,
oh, also really quick, it's a legendary spell, so theoretically
yeah.
you can cast
Oh,
enchantments, artifacts, and everything.
oh.
Let me
So like,
quickly
is
mana
Omniscience legendary?
bind.
No.
No, I don't think so.
What's there's a big
Uh,
dumb thing that's legendary. Yeah, that does change the shape of this deck.
there is. Oh no, Ion is banned. Never mind. There's
All right,
Magic Mirror, but it kind of self reduces.
all right,
There's
Parker.
Absent to give all your stuff indestructible.
I'm sorry. Is he Jeskai? No,
Uh,
no, no.
no, 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 banned.
Right.
There are some like big dumb quote unquote dorks in green, like the uh patron of the Orochi and stuff like that. Um,
Don't forget about Golta.
yeah,
You
there's
can
Big
cast
Dumb Diamond.
Excalibur for less.
Isn't it colorless?
Oh nope, you're right.
You can cast Nezahal. Yeah, there's some like weird draw things that you can cast as well.
So
You can also cast Coma and piss people off with Coma.
let's just be frank. Did changing this to spell help it?
A little bit because you can get in uh Myshin the Mind Cage, which is this one legendary enchantment that says all creatures get -X/-O, where X is the number of cards in your hand.
Mm.
No one can attack. Period.
I guess this means you can like cheese in planeswalkers too, like costly planeswalkers.
Oh, you know what you can do that's like kind of a funny dumb thing? You can just keep playing Tishana and bouncing Tishana for another thing. So you just keep triggering Tishana over and over again.
Be kind of cool. Okay, well, I mean, bracket three seems fine.
Yeah.
You know
He
what?
can do some explosive things, which is ironic because the Green Goblin's the explodey one.
Yeah. Speaking of explosions,
Silver Sable, with an explosion in the background for that spice.
oh yeah,
Um,
you know how it is.
tuna, yeah, tuna white for a legendary creature, human mercenary hero with 2 power and 3 toughness. ETB put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. Whenever Silver Sable attacks, target modified creature you control gains lifelink until the end of the turn.
Okay.
Cool effect. This is basically just another lifelink thing, not that relevant.
Yeah,
B1.
we're getting a lot of those, dude. Is this the best of the lot?
Silver Sable or like the game give
From
something
this
lifelink
set,
things.
this set.
Yeah, it's hmm. Let me do like the quick look over. This is probably the best, either this or MJ.
Mhm.
But next, Spectacular Spider-Man. One and a white for a 3/2 with Flash. There you go, Patrick.
If you
Pay
did
one,
you look
give
at
him
the?
blind
I'm
till the end
sorry.
of the
Did you
turn.
look at the Through the Omen Pat's art for Silver Sable?
I did
It
not.
just looks like a character that was intended for Outlaws of Thunder Junction,
Yeah.
like straight up. Anyways, sorry.
Also, isn't Silver Sable like in a reference to a cowboy thing? Like just the name Silver Sable? I don't know.
Sounds like it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, Spectacular Spider-Man. Um, one and a white for a 3/2 with Flash. There you go, Patrick. With flying for one generic. You can pay generic to even flying in turn. Then you can pay one, sacrifice him, and creatures you control gain hexproof and indestructible until the end of the turn. I will say this is another heroic intervention in white, which I kind of didn't think about and didn't realize. Which, honestly, I probably should have brought this up in the previous live stream, just because 3 mana heroic intervention can be good. However, it is creatures instead of permanents, but
Yeah,
good enough
he
time.
didn't really care about the city. I don't know if you've seen his exploits.
He only cares about the people,
Yeah.
which, to be fair, quite heroic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And he's a hero, so
but just as a commander himself, be one.
he's fine, dude. It's a shame.
Also,
This is the one that has all the arts.
yeah, I will say though, I was wrong about my previous statement because the next Spider-Man is Spider-Man Peter Parker for 3 and 2 white, legendary creature, human, spider human with flying, 4 power and 4 toughness. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains indestructible until the end of the turn. That is the best life gain effect in the that you can run. And honestly, this is probably B3 or B4. Um, only only saying B3 because 5 mana and 5 mana hurty, but the reason why B3 and B4 is in casual, this Spider-Man is going to be a menace.
Mm,
J. Jonah Jameson is right.
he was right.
The reason why is
Hey, Wolf.
yeah, you just make your entire board indestructible and then Wrath over and over and over again. So you are the only one with a board.
I like how this one has flying.
Yeah.
Some spiders fly.
This isn't your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This is the city Spider-Man. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is next, and he's the Spider-Man web slinger.
Oh
We talked
yeah,
about
no,
him
I'm
on a
okay
previous
with
stream.
bracket 3 on the Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like very easily could be argued bracket 4, but like once again, there's so many other gain life synergy commanders that this kind of gets pushed back further. Because like compare this to Heliod. Heliod's definitely just better, but in casual, this Spider-Man is a menace.
Yeah. Um.
I've pissed off so many friends with I think it's Frontline Medic, which is just if you attack with this and 2 other creatures, your creatures get indestructible until the end of the turn. That card has pissed off so many of my friends because I would attack with it, then board wipe, and they'd go, "That's fucking bullshit."
Frontline medic. Wait up.
I think that's the name of the card. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, 3 mana. Whenever frontline medic and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control gain indestructible.
Hmm.
That's not bad.
In casual, this card is it's a nuisance because you think this is just a card that lets you attack without consequence.
Mm.
No, no, no. This lets you wrath without consequence.
Uh, is this nothing but a filthy casual leader though? I feel like this is bracket 2.
I think it's bracket 3 just because don't doubt the disgust of just indestructible. Also, incidental flash something in, give the thing that's about to get blown up indestructible. Like this card is going to be very annoying. You can easily build it more than just a precon deck.
Well, he doesn't flash though.
Correct, but other things can have flash if you have soul sister effects, or if you have like instant speed pay to gain life effects.
Disgusting set. Juan, in a good way? It was from Gate Crash. Thank you. Oh, the frontline medics. Frontline medics good.
Yeah,
Yeah, Juan,
gotta
how
love
do you mean?
frontline
How do you
medic.
mean disgusting? Like gnarly? Like we love it? Boba tea, all that stuff? Or do you mean like this set's just okay? How do you mean? What do you mean? Spider-Man, Web Slinger. I'll talk about this one. I like Parker.
Yeah,
Is this one Parker? That looks like Parker. Two generic and a white,
No,
3/3
Peter
body.
Parker's the previous one.
Yeah, okay.
Spider-Man Peter Parker's
Okay,
the
buddy. He's in a million different universes. Spider Human Hero, web slinging for 1 white. All right, new effect. We talked about it the other day, but it's
Yeah,
easier
we
to
went over this with Arachne
a
and
second
with
ago.
OG Peter Parker.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a really cool combo card in some decks. I don't know that this needs to be your commander. If you just want to play super vanilla, this is a really good vanilla commander. But a 1 mana 3/3, I've never seen that
Yeah,
before.
1 mana 3/3. He punch hard. We do have a 1 mana 2/2 that already exists that does not require you to bounce things to hand. This is B1. Just generic body is not usually good enough.
Mm. What about the Brit Spider Man?
Spider UK. Uh, 3 and a white for legendary creature, spider human hero with web slinging for 2 and a white. At the beginning of your end step, if two or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card and gain 2 life. I wish this was at the beginning of each end step so that you
Mm-hmm.
could do some weird flash or token generation shenanigans,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't always get what we want.
Yeah, he doesn't work that quick, man.
Yeah, I do have to say though, just 3 mana for a 3/2 that draws you a card every turn is not too bad.
3/4, three
Uh,
four. As a matter of fact.
yeah, 3/4. Why did I say 3/2? Yeah, 3/4.
Is this bracket 2? What?
I'd say bracket 2. Like you can definitely do some stuff with this. Just play 2 creatures every turn, draw a card, make some tokens every turn, draw a card, gain some life.
All right, we have a baseline. We have a baseline for 2 now,
Yeah,
and what it really came down to was okay. It's kind of
it's
just like all the other stuff, but this one draws. There's a
yeah, well,
plan
it's
here.
bracket 2 is like it can actually like give you an engine in the game,
Yeah.
whereas bracket 3 is like it can do an engine stuff, but also do really disgusting stuff,
Mm.
but not consistently, not like consistent disgusting stuff.
What's the
That
origin
would
of
be
Spider
B4.
UK? There's a guy I watch on TikTok, and it's so funny that you say that because, like, what's his name? I was thinking the same thing when I saw Spider UK. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? What is the What? Who is Spider UK? I'm sure it's a multiverse thing, but this guy, I bet you, if you asked this guy, he would know.
You know what's really funny?
He's really good, by the way. His content's really solid. Sir Superhero, really knowledgeable. I don't know if he like does his reading prior to the episodes or he just knows, but he happens to know a lot. But he covers it really well.
You know
I
what's
would
funny?
ask him.
Spider UK does not have flying nor reach because the buildings are too short.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Well, he's God. He's on a flagpole. There's a, there's really not much around. Yeah, I'm trying to think. UK doesn't really get that tall. It's got to suck
Yes.
to be a Spider-Man there. All right, Starling Aerial Ally, 5 mana total, human hero, 3/4 body, flying, of course. When Starling enters, another target creature you control gains flying until end of
B1.
turn. This is like maybe like a, but not a blowout, but this is a pretty good card in a limited setting. But yeah,
I mean, it's 5 mana for like an okay body that gives something flying
it's
for
flying.
one
It's the
turn.
fact that it's flying, though. It's the fact that it's flying to me. That's pretty good. 5 mana is a lot, but like at that point, you are trying to close out the game.
Speaking of good cards in limited, Beetle Legacy Criminal. 3 and a blue for legendary creature, human rogue villain with 3 power, 3 toughness, and flying.
Hmm.
You can pay 1 blue, exile this from your graveyard, and put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. It gains flying until the end of the turn, and you can only activate it as a sorcery. Better version of the previous one as a commander. This is B1.
Yeah, cool art. I've never seen this character. I've never seen Beetle. We're gonna have a lot of bracket
Yeah.
ones today, by the way, guys. Just a heads up.
Yes.
Look at this guy. Look at that shit-eating grin. You want to go over Chameleon? I think you like this guy.
The Chemalone.
Yeah.
Chameleon is a 4 mana 2/3 that enters as a copy of a thing you control. Or sorry, yeah, a creature you control, except its name is Chameleon Master of Disguise. and it has a mayhem cost for 2 and a blue. Mayhem, another new keyword. We went over it last stream, but I'll go over it again. Mayhem says you may cast this card from the graveyard for its mayhem cost if you've discarded it this turn. Timing rules still apply. It's madness, but like slower, but you can hold on to it. Interesting take on madness. Nice, simpler way to for a new player to learn madness and timings and everything.
Yeah.
Um, I will say, comparing this to Sakashima of A Thousand Faces or whatever the partner is, this becomes B1 just by the fact that like it doesn't Anthem let you be able to just clone legendaries. It doesn't let you get another color. Like play Sakashima. This is B1.
Yeah. At least if you're considering this for the CZ.
Correct.
Trickster, I don't think so. Ramifications of how every universe beyond set is legendary matters. I mean, you can only have the one thing down at a time, right? Is that the detriment on the player? I don't know. I feel like you need to flesh out your deck with other things. It's interesting. Like, I'll play like my friend's cube. I'll play Justin's cube, and I'm not frequently shooting for like the legendary cards. I do think in like other constructed formats where there's multiples of things, maybe it's more problematic. But does it? Are there things that benefit you for just having legendaries? I don't really think so. There's like a few cards that,
Sure.
yeah, that's it. Historics. I don't. I don't think it's. I don't think it's problematic yet. I don't know. Have have there been ramifications? Like, are we seeing like tournament events getting results that are heavily swayed towards just like legendary matters list? I'm curious to know. I don't. I don't personally see the ramifications, but then again, I'm not grinding in like a standard or a format that would care, I guess.
Yeah, this chameleon does kind of look like he's the Joker, but for Spider-Man.
Yeah, he kind of stands out, dude. Also, the artist did a really good job making him just look disgusting. But speaking of a guy who's not disgusting, I really like Doc Hogg. I can read it off, but my allergy or something.
I,
I'm feeling phlegmy. I'm sorry.
I can go over Doc Ock so you can go over the next one because I know you like the next one a little bit.
Yeah, I would build him.
Doc Ock is 5 mana for a 4/5 that says if you have 8 or more cards in your graveyard, he's base power 8/8. If you control another villain, he has hexproof. He's just an incidentally decent body sometimes with a bit of evasion mixed in. B1.
Yeah. Sorry, Doc. Sorry, Doc.
Oiled again, Doc.
Hydro Man. I really
Hydro Man.
Hydro Man. Ooh, shit. We're gonna look at Belly on the Parched instead. Shit, what a cool theme. Belly on the Parched. All
I
right.
feel like that's the opposite of what this card should be.
I know.
I feel like it should be Belly on the Quenched.
He's so he's so hydrated. He really is though. Have you seen the man? Whenever you he's 2 mana, 2/2 body, elemental villain. Whenever you cast a blue spell, if Hydro Man is a creature, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. We like this. There's a word for this. Prowess? I think. Yeah.
Basically prowess.
Blue prowess. At the beginning of your end step, untap Hydro Man. Until your next turn, he becomes a land and gains tap at blue mana. He's not a creature at this time. Nice clarification. You have a really solid beater in the CZ here. Like, if you're just doing a deck that cantrips and runs card value effects that are blue, obviously, you'll put a lot of work in. And you can also still control out the game because you have mana, at least one open with Hydro Man himself, plus any sort of free if commander spells that they keep printing. So I don't know. I feel like you can make a decent bracket 3 commander out of this. I wouldn't say it would go further than that, but it's just like a fun beater deck. I'm trying to think if
I would not give this B3. I kind of want to just say B1 on this, only because we have other prowess commanders that just kind of blow this out of the water.
Oh, for
pun
sure.
intended.
B2. Humor me.
I'll go B2. I'm
This
fine with
this will
B2
actually
because
put in work. Like we
you can do some weird land shenanigans with this at the very least. So I'll give B2. Also, can we acknowledge that like he doesn't make himself an island, he just makes himself a land that incidentally taps for blue.
Yeah, no, it's a little annoying because like high tiding this boy would be kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
anything that you want to do off turn because there's still like there are 2 card combos in blue you could do that he would functionally work towards, but I don't know.
It's
I think
Hydra Man blue land ramp hype.
I guess what I would probably try to do is do like a Voltron-y thing too. Anything that gives me like power plus
Well,
draw, just to get.
the the issue with doing Voltron is when he becomes a land, all your equipments and auras fall off.
This dumb boy, this silly little man. Well, I mean, you can always re-equip it, but damn, yeah, I guess you're right.
Also, can we acknowledge like look at the scale of that car that card? Like look at he's like 4 times the size of these cars, like 5 times the size of these cards. He's a 2/2.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, have you ever have you ever been splashed by water, Will?
Yeah, that fucking hurts. That can break glass. That can bend metal. Like, why
Well,
a tutu?
this
He's a
is I
bear.
know, but he's there's really not that much force behind those punches. Okay, it's just like a kid throwing a water balloon at you. It's really not that bad.
Aren't there like a million shit posts online about how Blastoise is one of the most terrifying Pokemon because his cannons could theoretically cut through diamonds? Not crush, cut through because water pressure is not something to joke with.
Is that a Poke fact? Was that in a Pokédex?
Yeah, like he has ridiculous amounts of water pressure in the cannons.
Well, look, this man doesn't have cannons. Okay, he's got water fist.
I don't know, he's got them cannons.
He can't be an island, so that flood counters can have more meaning. Yeah, yeah, it's silly. I do like this legendary though. I feel like I would make a pretty cracked, like casual version. But you're right. Fucking the whole
Well,
non-character thing. At any rate, let's move on.
next is Lady Octopus Inspired Inventor. 1 blue for an O2. Whenever you draw your first or second card each turn, put an Ingenuity counter on Lady Octopus. Tap, you may cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the number of Ingenuity counters on Lady Octopus without paying the mana cost. I'm only gonna say B1 on this because we have one Joyra Ageless Inventor, which is just this but better
Mhm.
because it gives you 2 colors. You don't cast the thing; you put it straight into play, and you don't need to do a whole draw shenanigan package. You just get 2 counters every time you activate the ability. So this is just kind of a purely worse version of Joyra Ageless Inventor. However, in the 99, Lady Octopus is probably better than Joyra in a lot of circumstances because in a lot of decks you do want to cast.
Does Hydro Man definitely pumps weight? Yeah, that's for sure. He definitely does. I think he's like, nah, nah. That's. I feel like he's probably just like adding a little bit of water in a few extra places.
Yeah, he's secretly a fat ass, but you'd argue it's just water weight.
No, no, exactly. I want to know more. I want a whole backstory on this guy because, frankly, I don't really know much about Hydro Man, but I really do love this guy. Oh man, dude, I okay. So maybe the deck utilizes. Back to Hydro Man. Maybe you use like. Do you have blue effects that give you double attack, or how do you give? How do you do more damage? Because I'm trying to think of like all the pump spells in blue, and I'm sure there's a few, but
There's like set power toughness effects that you can do to get it to be like 6 power pretty quickly, and then it just gets bigger after that.
mm.
Um,
Yeah,
you
this is
can
like
still use equipments. It's just that they're going to fall off by the next turn, but you can still use equipments.
well, are there auras that would just enchant a permanent specifically that you could use, and maybe that's how you can skate around it?
Yeah, but those usually don't buff. They kind of protect.
Mm, we'll figure it out. Hydro Man, I haven't given up on you yet. At any rate, Lyla.
Lyla Holographic Assistant, 4 mana for a legendary artifact creature illusion advisor with 2 power, 2 toughness. Whenever you draw a card, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I'm gonna say B2 because there are a lot of like really good cards that work well with Lyla. Like there's the one thing that's like pay 1, remove 3 counters from this, draw 3 cards. And with Lyla, you just keep paying 1 over and over and over again to loop. I need to find that card. It's remove counters, draw cards. There's a lot of effects that you can do with that to make Lyla really good. There's Danny Pink is another thing that I brought up during the stream.
But Will, is
Um,
this all begs the question: is this better than Hydro Man?
yeah, I would say yeah.
Give me one of these cards. Give me one of these magical remove counter cards. Draw a card.
I'm looking them up right
Was
now
it
because
better?
I don't know all of them by name. I know that you know like a couple of them because I know that you a fan.
We should
Um,
do. We need to do a Lyla versus Hydro Man just face off.
there we go. Okay, so Etched Oracle, Sunburst, remove 4 counters from it, and then target player draws 3 cards. You pay 1 in addition as well.
From that creature.
Yeah. So you just stack counters on that and then remove the counters and then draw cards.
Damn, dude.
There's also a
Art
Mindless
was
Automaton.
art was
You
good.
remove 2 counters from it to draw 1 card.
Art was good from Fifth Dawn.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We also got a Owaka Traveling Merchant. Tap, remove a counter from a non-land permanent you control to draw a card.
I'm hearing Benthic Biomancer. Isn't it Benthic? Or maybe that was just a Benthic Biome. Okay. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Benthic Biomancer, draw a card, then discard a card.
Yeah, there you go. That lets you loot through your entire deck. Okay, I didn't even realize that that was a ting, and you can very easily tutor for wizards in blue. I kind
Yeah.
of want to bump this up to B4, honestly, with
Oh
how I did not
no.
realize how many things synergize with this.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think so. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Benthic Biomancer.
Whenever counters put on it, draw a card and then discard a card. You loot through your entire deck if you play Benthic Biomancer.
Right, and then you can end the line by just putting a counter on her. Um, you also just have a really big Benthic Biomancer. How
Due
many?
to the
Okay,
fact that
how many of these are there, Grandpa? By the way, thank you. Shout out to you. That was the best include. Maybe it's a little
um,
better than Hydro Man.
hold on,
Maybe it's a little better. Is this a
uh,
Cortana reference? I don't know what came out first, but it really did make me think of Cortana. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Cortana is probably in higher up in my mind than Layla. Yeah, rest in peace.
let's see. I'm now going over all of the draw and counter effects
It's a
instead
one
of remove
mana.
counters.
It's a 1 mana wizard.
Yep. Yeah, there's wizard what is it? Wizard cycle effects. We have I think like 2 wizard cycle effects that are actually semi usable.
Okay, Layla. I don't want to put her in 4. I don't know that she's going to compete on the same level as decks that are in
Purely
4.
purely due to the fact that she synergizes with like all those other cards to just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm incidentally going to draw like 6 cards in one turn." In addition to the fact that she has a combo with one other card to just draw your deck, play Thorkel, win.
Yeah, if there's another Benthic in the world, man, because this deck wins so simply. I mean, you just do that shit and play Thassa. That's it.
Yeah,
It's not bad. We need to make. I want to say it's okay. Well, actually, you know what, guys? It's up to you. Is this bracket? I don't think it's bracket 5, so I'm not even gonna.
it's an it is not bracket 5 in any way, shape, or form, but I think that it has enough utility and a decent enough combo that it's probably 4.
Right. So, do you guys think it's bracket 4 or bracket 3? It's in one of those two. It's in one. It's really good. The line of play with Benthic is pretty gross, and Benthic sets it up itself, right? Like, can it adapt and just do the thing if this creature has no +1/+1? Yeah, you just it's a 7 mana combo. It's almost like playing Narumea.
I mean, you're probably using like just playing Lyla and doing the Lyla thing, and then eventually Benthic Biomancer game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I
What's
doubt
what's the
it's all going to
What's
be.
the Lyla thing? Just having big bodies.
Well, doing like the weird synergies with the other artifact creatures to just go remove counters, draw,
Are they
remove
artifact?
counters,
Were they
draw.
artifact based? So they're not
Yeah,
too hard
the
to
the
find.
Sunburst one and the Mindless
Yeah,
Automaton are
yeah.
both artifact creatures.
Mindless automaton. Yeah, those are far more demanding than Benthic. That's crazy. I feel like Ben with a few more cards, she could probably be really good. But 4 mana is a lot for what
If
is
she had
largely a do
Hardness Scales,
nothing.
she'd go infinite with like a million other
I
things as
know,
well.
bro. Oh man, if she was in any other colors, if she wasn't 4 mana, it's like she's basically a 4 mana do nothing though. Like if you're not drawing cards, which she doesn't inherently do, she doesn't do a thing. But
She
she,
makes herself bigger every turn.
yeah, it's not. It counts the first card you draw each turn.
Yep.
Shit,
Uh,
dude.
which is not too relevant. I think it's more so that she just synergizes with other stuff pretty well.
Oh, I just don't want her to be a
Um,
do nothing, I guess. So she's not a do.
yeah.
On your next turn, she's not a do nothing. And anyway, I leave it up to you guys. She's kind of cool. There you go, Madame Web.
Yep, we can go to the next one. Madame Web. 6 mana for a 4/4. You may look at the top card of your library. You may cast spiders and non-creature spells from the top. Whenever you attack, you may mill a card. Bracket 1. We've had commanders that do that. We just had Phenomena of the Right Hand. This is just kind of worse that. So bracket 4.
It looks like
Or not bracket 4. Bracket 1.
You're looking at
Bracket
the
1.
4 generic. There's like a
No, it's 4 generic for a 4/4, and we're just talking about Nyla being a bracket
yeah,
4.
yeah, true. I like the
Bracket,
face hugger she decided to wear as part of her dress.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really like it's a weird looking spider.
We
Actually, is that a spider? What is on her chest?
It's supposed to be a spider because Madam Web, but like it has 7 legs.
Yeah. Is that last one a leg?
Or yeah,
It's just
or
a
it's a
really.
tail.
Is that your spider's 7th leg? Or are you just happy to see me? It's such a weird. Madam Web, you need a wardrobe change. This is not PC. Okay.
Yeah. Well, next, Mysterio Master Evolutions. 4 mana for a 3/3 that when it enters, you create a 3/3 illusion villain token for each villain you control or each non-token villain you control. Exile those when Mysterio leaves. Um, he's a villain tribal commander that just makes a lot of tokens that are just vanilla 3/3s. Bracket 1.
He looks
Bracket
like he
1.
would be in the Amazing Digital Circus with this art.
He
Hands down.
is the amazing digital
He
circus.
kind of is, I guess. Yeah, hands down. Hello, I'm a new subscriber here. Oh, yes, go on. Hey, MTG Hillbilly. How are you? Um,
Good name. Good name.
yeah, yeah. What was the mana value of Meno?
Oh, Phenomena.
Yeah, no.
That was 5 mana. You can tap your artifacts for mana, and you can play, I think, artifacts from the top of your library.
Yeah, he was good. We never. The Uthros Exile was really good too. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I like that one.
Yeah. We also have the we have with Uthros Exile, we had the one card that's when a non-token artifact enters your battlefield, proliferate.
Mm.
That's really good with the Uthros Exile. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. If you're tuning in now, we're up to blue. Obviously, we've been bracketing these. If you disagree with any of our placements, let us know. I would highly suggest you go back to the beginning if you didn't catch how we're rating these, but it's basically the bracket system. So, bracket 5 is cEDH. We haven't really stumbled into anything that would be considered cEDH until just right this minute.
Yeah. You can cover this one.
Norman. So we've got Norman Osborn, generic in a blue, human scientist villain, 1/1 body. Norman Osborn can't be blocked. He's inevitable. Whenever Norman Osborn deals combat damage to a player, he connives. And for one in the Grixis, you can
Well,
transform
really quick.
Norman into
Can
the
I really
Green
quickly just
Goblin.
say, ignore the transform part. A 2-mana 1/1 that can't be blocked, that connives whenever he deals combat damage, is already probably like a bracket 2 to bracket 3. Can we just acknowledge that? That's a self like building card that just has built-in evasion is a really good Voltron commander.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't really care about Norman though, personally.
Yeah, what we really care about is the Green Goblin.
Exactly. Did you say his stat line? No, he does a
No,
lot.
no, no. It's Norman is so good. I will let you continue with the Green Goblin.
Oh, sure.
I just wanted to
I
point out that
only see
Norman.
Willem Dafoe. I only hear Willem Dafoe when I look at Green Goblin now. I don't really imagine like growing up with the comic books and like having like an idea of what he should sound like. I only hear Willem Dafoe. Thanks, Sam Raimi. 4 mana, 3/3 body, and yeah, like Will was saying, you just cast this side. You don't need to transform it unless you want to start with Norman, which is totally fine. 3/3 flying menace. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. Great effect. Okay. He's in Grixis. Sounds good. Each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem. The Mayhem cost is equal to its mana cost. What is Mayhem, you ask? You may discard a card from your graveyard for its. You may cast a card from your graveyard rather for its Mayhem cost if it was discarded this turn. So timing rules apply to this, but if anything caused you to discard a card this turn, and it could be any turn, you're allowed to cast it. So any like instant speed, draw, discard effects, you can mayhem out things that are instant speed or have flash or whatever, so long as it's non-land. Um, we built this to be completely fair with you. I wasn't expecting like explosive turns, but we were able to crack a win in a vacuum by turn 2, like as quickly as that. Which I don't want to say is a rare scenario, but like we really like plugged away at it, dude. Like there was a lot of mental hurdles to jump to like make sure we got there, but we played a specific line that did utilize the mayhem element of Goblin, which you don't even need to do. You could literally just play for like cheap breach lines, cheap any sort of what am I trying to say? Past in Flames, like any sort of mass flashback, any sort of there's a ton of like spell slinging ways to do this. There's a ton of infinite combos that just exist in Grixis that work really well here. By virtue of the fact that things cost less in your graveyard. We wanted to play with the mayhem element because it seemed the most fun, and that utilized Sensei's Divining Top.
With one of the ETB or artifacts entering
I
makes
should
you
say,
loot effect.
yeah. So it is a 3-card combo. But what did we use? We used the
The Rook
artifact,
turret, the something koi, and then
the one that won us the
the,
game. The one
yeah, the
that
Rook turret I think is the one that won. No,
no,
it was the other one.
it
The
had to ETB. It had to ETB and do it itself, and then we won.
yeah,
And it was the last. It was what would be the considered the best one. Oh shit, I forget its name. You know what?
the
Here's what I'll say. You should watch the stream. You should watch the gameplay. This functioned really well. I think after we built it, we're like, this is bracket 5, right? Pretty.
yeah. This is definitely bracket 5 because here's the thing: we discussed on stream. Oh yeah, you can just put in discard effects like a Ghostly Pilfer in the Psychic Frog, and
Yeah.
then discard cards, and then use the Green Goblin as like a ritual or a dork. And we were like, oh, that's pretty good. And then we used that, and we're like, oh, that's really
Really
good.
good. Really good. We won. We put. I think it was Psychic Frog because like the
Yeah,
way you really should look at it, and like Will was saying, because it's non-land cards. They all cost 2 less. They can be reduced down to 0. There's really no limitations here apart from lands, which who gives a shit. So you can just get any sort of discard. Here's value effect is also just here's more value, like what Will was saying. So you could discard your Arcane Signet and cast it for free or whatever. You do so much shit with this legendary. So looking at him as like a really good dork, like just having another soul ring, is pretty nutty.
Yeah. And also, better than Soul Ring, he is not just making 2 mana a turn, he's making like 10 mana a turn if you can just keep discarding stuff. He makes Burning Inquiry into Ancestral Recall. He's so good. There's also Attunement. Attunement is just a reusable Ancestral Recall in this deck because you can keep discarding Attunement and things you want to play, and then recast Attunement for its Mayhem
Yeah.
cost for 1 blue. He's so good. He does so many different things. He can grind. He can combo. He can combo in a million different
we
ways. He can
never
storm.
we never got attunement to hand, but man, I really did want to. Yeah, there's just so much. Just this is the kind of tech Will was talking about, where it's like, yeah, it's abnormal to see in a list, but in this particular deck, it is so high functioning. If you've never seen attunement, it's on screen now. The deck was super fun. It really. I was impressed. I didn't think it would be as good as it was, and I do think it's like a new cEDH commander.
100%. Because the ability to also play Normand Osborn early with just like a land and a piece of fast mana makes any land
Yeah.
flooded hand into an actual decent hand because he lets you cycle those lands into good stuff. And then eventually, when you want to flip into Green Goblin, you discard something you want to play, transform, and then cast the thing from your graveyard because it doesn't give the things mayhem when you discard them, it gives them mayhem while they're in the graveyard, period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so good. This card
Yeah.
is so good. It's bracket 5. I could talk about it all day.
Yeah. And lastly, like the connive element, like if you do put +1/+1 counters on them, they do carry over to Green Goblin. So it's just all win-win. It's there's so much icing on this cake. I almost need to take a little bit off. He's so good. He's so good. I will need to listen to more Willem Dafoe. I'm trying to remember. There's a scene where he's at dinner, and Aunt May's there, and like MJ's there. Like, there's like that house gathering. That's really good. I feel like it's one of my favorite scenes, like where he sort of snaps at Aunt May. His like looks at her. I think that tete-a-tete was so good. But I feel like I quote the "Avenge me" line like multiple times. Let's see here. Bone Miser is really good.
If Bone Miser with the Green Goblin is good, just keep discarding stuff and then keep going. Discard Bone Miser, play it for 3. So good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to what is likely another bracket 5 commander.
Spiderbite, Web Wander, or Web Warden, my bad. 3 mana for a 2/2. When it enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Bracket 1.
Cool suit though.
Yeah, cool suit indeed.
Cool suit, kid.
Um,
you know what? Here, I guess we're done with the poll. We'll let it run in the rest of blue. How about that?
Final blue card. Spider-Man 2099. Miguel O'Hare.
Fitting that
Miguel O'Hara.
Lila's Bud is the last card.
Indeed. 5 mana for 4/4. When it enters, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So I want to say bracket 1, but it does do bounce in addition to combat draw. It is limited combat draw though, so it's only max 3 card draws a turn because you have to hit other players to get more draw.
Yeah.
We have stuff like all the random boats and things that say deal combat damage, draw that many cards, or 6 mana when a creature you control deals combat damage, you draw a card, period, not 1 or more creatures. I'm going to say bracket 1, only because the bounce a creature is usually not too relevant.
Okay. That's fair. 'Tis fair.
All right, Patrick, where's Lyla on the tier list?
Well, definitely above Miguel O'Hara. So how many votes were there? I think Lyla is probably going to nestle herself into bracket 3 still. I want to say she has potential, though. That might be the thing I'm interested in building most so far. I did just end the poll, but it seems to have not shown up on my end. Maybe you guys
Yeah,
see it.
it says bracket 3,
Cool.
60 for bracket 3, 40 for bracket 4.
All right, near split though. Near split. Like it was pretty close. Did Spider-Bite put her hologram on a building in the background of her art? I was looking at this. I'm like, that's really cool artistic flair. It's a little, maybe she's celebrated in her universe and that just happens to be back there.
I don't think that's
I don't even
Spider
think
Bite
that's
in the
her.
background.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You see the
if you look at that, like, the visor's different, the helmet is yeah, that's a different helmet and everything. I think that's just a VR headset in the background.
yeah, Grandpa, you might be right. Is that is this a welcome deck mythic? Is that what that symbol is? It's fine if it is.
Uh, yeah, I don't know what the spider symbol is because there's some things that feel like welcome deck cards and then some things that feel like ridiculous cracked cards, so I
Wait,
don't know.
wait. You think Wolfsbane? Yeah. So we were just talking about the pie scene. Aunt May slaps his hand for tasting the apple pie with his hands in like the I think it's Thanksgiving scene, right? Because aren't there like Macy's Day like parade balloons and stuff?
I think so.
But he's like, yeah, and it's probably part of the reason why he attacks her in the movie, other than being Peter's aunt. You think he's that petty?
Yes.
It's
Have
so
you
funny.
seen anything with Norman Osborn? He's so fucking petty.
Yeah, that's funny. I never really put two and two together.
Like, I can't.
Has that-
I think in the animated TV show, didn't he perform a human experiment on someone for giving him cold coffee or something like that, or like slightly cool coffee? Like he's done some fucked stuff.
Yeah, all these Spider-Man have their identities exposed on the cards. I know. Oh, this is Spider-Man 2099. Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Stop. Shit, not so secret anymore. Agent Venom. Two generic and a black, 2/3 body symbiote soldier hero. Flash menace. Whenever another non token creature you control dies, you draw a card and lose a life. We just got
Can I just say?
Sephiroth. Sorry.
Can I just say? This one didn't spoil the identity of the card in the name. It spoiled it in the text box.
Wood in action, Corporal Thompson.
No, no, no,
No, what?
not the flavor text.
What do you
The
mean?
abilities.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
He is Flash, because he's Flash.
yeah. Of
I love
course.
that.
Is this a good commander?
Bracket 2, only because
Game plan.
we've had several effects like this, but never in the actual command zone. We haven't had a when a thing dies, you draw a card just purely by itself. We have the Sephiroths that are like when it attacks, you can sack a thing to draw a card.
Yeah.
This is just when stuff dies, draw a card, lose a life. You can kind of storm off with that. But I'd honestly rather just play Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth is like bracket 4, bracket 5. I think this is bracket 2. It's definitely playable, but not strong.
Yeah, this 3-mana Sephiroth is sort of like my benchmark of what a good 3-mana card looks like now in black. When he enters to attack, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life. You gain a life. It's obviously a little different in form and function. Like it's not you're not. There's no detriment to you drawing the card apart from you sacrificing a thing. Yeah, I'd say bracket 2. He's got a game plan.
Yeah.
Certainly better than his mono white version.
Yeah. Black Cat, Cunning Thief. 5 mana for a legendary creature, human rogue, villain. 2 power, 3 toughness. When Black Cat enters, look at the top 9 cards of target player's library, exile 2 of them face down, then put the rest onto the bottom of the library in a random order. You may play those cards as long as they are exiled, and spend mana as those spend mana of any type to cast those. Bracket 3, we have a Gonti that does the same thing for 4 mana, but I think it's like look at the top 3, pick 1. This is look at the top 9, pick 2 for 1 more mana.
Why do you think they picked
You
9?
can do a lot of stuff with this. Gonti has shown that this deck can do some gross things, and I think doubling up the card for 1 more mana is really good.
Yeah. I could see B3. I can see B3 for this. I'm just looking at the old art. I actually haven't looked at it.
What's the
It's cool. It's like comic book panel.
Omen Path?
That's
The Omen Path is just a lady.
lady next to Big Wheel. Wrench, Speedway Saboteur. Oh, okay. Neat. Some of them are cool, some of them not so much. That Sephiroth is so pushed, though. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Let's make a good Sephiroth. Eddie Brock. Lethal Protector. 2 generic and a black, or 3 generic and Jund. But we're going to start with the human side first. When Eddie Brock enters, return target creature card with mana value 1 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yes, Ornithopter, live on. 3/3 body. You can also transform him for the same cost. The symbiote hero villain 5/5 Venom, menace, trample, haste, all the keywords. Whenever Venom attacks, you may sacrifice another creature, that Ornithopter. If you do, draw X cards. Then you may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from your hand to the battlefield, where X is the sacrificed creature's mana value. But I only can bring a 1 or a 0 back. I don't know. You're obviously going to manipulate something not Ornithopter. But
I will say, sacrificing and playing lands is a totally valid thing you can do.
Gonti is top
Like,
4, pick 1. Thank you.
yeah.
Sorry, wait, go on, Will. What are your thoughts on Venom? I just want to...
So you can put in any permanent, so you can put in lands, so you can just sacrifice small things and ramp up until you play like an Eldrazi Titan and then start vomiting out horrible abominations. The fact that you're in black means that you can do reanimate stuff, so you can very consistently just get back massive things and then cheat in other massive things. You're going to keep a full hand, you're going to ramp pretty well. 6 mana is a heavy cost, but I honestly think just playing Jund ramp into big things is not a bad strategy. I don't think that it's going to be like game breaking. There's not really crazy things you do with this. So I'd say probably bracket 3, only because you can just cheat in big thing after big thing after big thing and draw 10 cards into 10 cards into 10 cards every turn.
I wonder if I still have... I used to collect comics just for the art, and I had the Venom Lethal Protector comics. I wonder if I still have that somewhere in this house. If my parents had it, they threw it out. But I liked collecting Moon Knight and anything with Venom. It's fun to see it again. I bet you that the stocks have gone up. Oh, Venom's Vigo, the altar for him is sick from Omen Path.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. I don't know. 6 is a lot. I feel like... Is there not a better way to just reanimate shit? Is there not a way to I mean, yes, you're drawing cards.
He's a good commander to put a reanimate package into.
Yeah,
because you are totally fine with, because think of it this way: if you sacrifice like a 4-drop, you're probably discarding something to hand size, and that's going to be a 10-drop, which you're going to reanimate and then start drawing 10 cards every turn.
Where is he?
Bracket 3. I don't think that he can do explosive things, but he takes a bit to set up, so I'd say bracket 3.
I like that you placed Layla in mono blue higher than Venom.
I mean, yeah, but that's because Layla combos. This doesn't combo. This is just value.
Value's not good enough.
Like, remember, I was going to put Layla in 2, then we realized, oh, she has a combo that's really, like, smooth.
Yeah.
That's the thing that put Layla over the top for me.
This does feel like a lot of good value. I feel like we could push this, but it's not like he's winning through any of these play lines. I like it though. He's a better version of Kethik. Bring Kethik up really quick.
Kethik.
At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, reveal the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card with lesser mana value, put onto the battlefield, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Yeah. Kethik is more like a weird polymorph commander, because you just run like all legendary creatures and then do weird stuff, or you run a whole bunch of hijack effects.
Yeah.
Kethik is a weird one.
Oh shoot! Here, okay. I didn't realize we're an hour in. Damn, we're
Eddie Brock is good.
Brock
to be fair, we're an hour in, but we're like halfway through.
True. Venom is Jun in Jun Hell, yeah. Oh, it's only
I
because
mean,
he's a hero villain, yeah.
we can speed through the next few because there's only one other notable legendary in black.
Grendel
Um,
is yeah. You want to save
yeah,
that one for last?
yeah, we can do them in order and just talk about the relevant one when it pops up, which is going to be soon. Grendel, Spawn of Null, 4 mana for a 3/3 flying Death Toucher, bracket one, and then the notable card, Gwenom, Remorseless. Uh, 5 mana for a 4/4 legendary creature spider symbiote hero with Death Touch and Lifelink. When Gwenom attacks, until the end of the turn, you may look at the top card of your library at any time and play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, uh, pay life equal to its mana value rather than its mana cost. Um, Bracket 5, Bolas Citadel in the command zone turns out to be quite broken.
Yeah, just put your lightning greaves in. But well,
I mean, Lightning Greaves, Goryo's Vengeance, Shallow Grave, anything. Like, if Gwenom dies, you bring back Gwenom with haste.
yeah. Make sure you're doing the thing. This
And,
might be one of
yeah,
the better mono black commanders.
because if you hit Sensei's Divining Top, you draw your deck, then you find Aetherflux or Reservoir, and then you gain infinite life and kill everybody. Bracket 5.
Zoo Ifrit Osteomancer, Osteo Harmonist. I forget what this does. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a skeleton in addition to its other, it's a skeleton in addition to its other types and has no abilities. Actually, it only has a sorcery.
That with Eddie Brock, I think, is what's
Yeah,
being brought up.
yeah.
Good card.
There's good lines for Eddie. Just needs to attack. Doesn't need to hit or stick around. Yeah. Gwenham just needs to swing. That's the only important part. Um, I mean, I just bracket five. I feel like it has very definite strategy. It is in mono black. I would say it's probably on the lower end of bracket five, just by virtue of the fact that it's a monocolor. But it has a very definite game plan. It has all the tutors. It has all the ritual ramp. It has all the tools to set up like the board state for Gwenham to succeed.
Yeah. Next, Morlun, Devourer of Spiders, X Black Black, 2/1, Lifelinker, enters with X counters, ETB deals X damage to target opponent. Bracket 1, it's just pay mana to make a big boy and punch someone very hard.
He's gonna punch those
Um,
spiders real hard.
Scorpion, Seething Striker, 3 and a black for a 3/3 Death Toucher at the beginning of your end step. If a creature you control died this turn, target creature you control connives. Bracket 1. Spider Noir. 5 mana for a 4/4 menace. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, you may put a +1/+1 counter on it, then surveil X, where X is the number of counters on it. Now, this might be bracket 2, only because you can get a lot of counters on some things if you're actually building into it. Then surveilling a lot of cards can help set up your deck. It feels very finicky. I feel like there's better things you want to do in mono black. I'm going to say bracket 1.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's fine.
Um, Next, we have Swarm,
I wish
Being
I
of
wish he was
Bees.
Orzhov, by the way. Like I know he's Spider-Man Noir, but he sees him
Yeah,
like black and white.
yeah, that would have been better. Swarm, Being of Bees, 2 and a black for a legendary creature insect villain with 2 power, 2 toughness, flash flyer with mayhem for a black.
Not bad.
Yeah, B Nazi bracket 1.
Yeah. He's not bad, but no, he's as in the CZ he's pretty awful.
Yeah, in the 99, just like a weird incidental 1 mana flash flyer is not bad. Or in 60 card, that's not bad. In Commander, that's kind of eh.
Some great Pauper
Uh,
commanders here. Yeah. Yeah.
Tombstone Career Criminal, 3 mana for a 2/2 that ETB returns a villain from your grave to hand. Villains you cast cost 1 less to cast. Uh, Bracket 1, villain sub deck is not good enough yet. Or
Yet.
villain tribal deck is not good enough yet.
Not
Um,
yet.
Venom, Eddie Brock, he's getting doxed as well.
Yeah.
Um, 6 mana for a 6/4 menace. Whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Venom. If that creature was a villain, draw a card. Villain travel's not good enough yet, bracket one. Um,
Petition to make all Eldrazi have reach.
I
Fair.
mean, yeah.
All the spiders, and they can't even block flyers. Yeah, a majority of which can't. It's pretty sad. I'm sorry, I didn't even move Eddie Brock. He, uh, wait, bracket 5, right?
Uh, oh, the Jund Eddie Brock or the Venom Eddie Brock?
I'm kidding. He Venom Eddie Brock.
Um, Venom Unleashed.
If it
4 mana for
wasn't villain, okay, moving on.
yeah. If it was just when a thing dies, draw a card like that, probably would have been good
It's okay.
enough.
It's okay. Yeah.
Um, Venom Evil Unleashed, 5 mana for a 4/5 Death Toucher that says you can pay 2 and a black to exile this from your grave to put 2 counters on a creature you control and give it Death Touch until the end of the turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Bracket 1, you're not doing anything crazy with this. Having to exile it from graveyard feels kind of iffy.
Yeah, you're not as high on this as you are Symbiote Spider-Man. The exile from graveyard effects. It's okay. That's a lot of black in bracket 1. But we did get Black Cat and Eddie Brock. All right, gang.
Tombstone is a good mob name, agreed.
Yeah, no, dude, he's perfectly on flavor. Is Electro a
The
good name for a guy who channels electricity?
Yes. Electro Assault Battery, which I love that he's named after two crimes that are more or less the same thing.
Yeah. Assaulting battery.
uh,
I like the good play on words though. I appreciate it.
yeah. He's 3 mana for a 2/3 flyer that says you do not lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. When you cast an instant and or sorcery, gain a red. Uh, Whenever this leaves the battlefield, pay X and then deal X damage to target player. Um, This is probably bracket 4 only because you can just keep stacking more and more and more and more and more mana and then just pop somebody and they're dead. This might be bracket 5 just because it's another Bergie, and Bergie is bracket 5. The question is, does it compete with Urbrask? And I think because Urbrask is like probably the better version of this as a Storm Commander, I would put this at bracket 4. But this card is mean. This card is a very mean card.
I would put this at bracket 4 too. It's really good. He's really really good. It's important to note like you're not losing the mana. So unless like he doesn't have flash, so you could kill him off turn and like you have to relinquish your mana and all that mana burn damage.
Well, no. If he dies, you're paying all of that mana.
Yeah, that's the flip side of the coin, right? So if he dies untimely on your turn, you can recast him and proceed. If he dies off turn, you're pegging someone. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, like, and he also just lets you use dumb cards. Like I mentioned this the other day, but I would actually use Iron Crag Feet. Add 7 mana. You can only cast one more spell this turn. Sweet. Done. That was the spell I wanted to cast. Pass. Right? You just anything to manipulate. And honestly, the thing you cast could be well, obviously you're gonna run effects that let you double down on spells or duplicate spells or tap to activate next spell you cast you do it another time, like all of that shit. Just double down, double down, double down, double down, like build up, build up, build up, and then leverage just a bunch of really good effects to kill. And then we were kind of talking through some ideas of just having like excess amount of lightning bolt effects to where you could just start killing Electro and pumping all the mana into killing the board. I
Yeah,
think
like you
there's
can with Urbrask, the ping lets you win the game. With Electro, the death effect lets you win the game because if you do the Bergie thing and you just cantrip into cantrip into cantrip until you find other Bergie effects, you eventually net enough mana where you're at like over 120 mana and you just kill him 3 times to kill everybody.
hmm, they could have given symbiotes the old Lycid mechanic to portray the symbiote mechanic. They could have. That actually would have been cool. Yeah, I would say that it was nearly the best mono red spell slinger apart from Urabrask, and that's yet to be determined. Who knows? Maybe Electro being able to put it down sooner will just play on curve better. But 99 card singleton, there's still a lot of variables. I do think it's bracket 4, but I really like Electro. I do want to build this. I want to see what we can do with it.
Yeah, I think Electro could very easily be bracket 5, but I do think a lot of the time this is just going to be worse Urbrask,
Mm-hmm.
because also Urbrask's whole other backside of it has a built-in Past in Flames.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we should mention Urabrask is doing the damage evenly, right? So there's
Yeah,
also that. Like that is an important element. Am I wrong? Wait up.
I
Which
believe it's evenly, yeah.
3 damage to target opponent, each creature they control. No. Whenever you cast instant
Isn't
sorcery,
it?
deals 1 damage to target opponent. Add a red. Okay. Well, you know what? Fuck Urabrask then. I actually really
Maybe
do.
Electro's bracket 5 then, I don't know. I feel like the Past in Flames is still super relevant though, so...
I really
Hmm.
thought Urabrask was across the board. It's been 2 years since I looked at this guy, so I mean that's fair. Electro Urabrask,
Or,
Clive, and Rose. Is red the worst monocolor in Commander? How far is it from the rest of the colors? I would never say that. There was a time where red just didn't have good effects. Like it was just lacking. You would really only use it like when it's splashed in. Maybe it's unfair to look at red this way, but like when you look at it splashed into other decks that have multiple parts of the color pie in them, it's usually like Gamble and Underworld Breach and Deflecting Swat. There's like a handful of utilities, but it makes up such a small percentage of the deck. I don't necessarily think that means it's the worst, but it does say something about the strength of the color when so few cards are desired, right? Um,
I will say, I think the actual worst singular, like, the worst
ooh,
monocolor in Commander is white, only because every other color can do really explosive things by themselves. Whereas with white, I don't think white does anything horribly explosive. White's just a very consistent color.
mm,
Because green, you have like big splashy creatures. You find one thing, you win. Blue has so many counter spells that they just shut everybody down, and then have like some cards that are good draw engines that will control throughout the game. Um, black is black is the explosive color, and red is the other explosive color. White just kind of doesn't do enough by itself that I think it's relevant. The issue with red is that it's inconsistent, but you have a commander that you can build into, and if you can build into your commander, then the inconsistency in red doesn't matter as much.
right. That's where
Uh,
like Magda's really nice because there's a lot of redundancy to make Magda work. So you're right there. Godo is really nice because it's just pour mana into guy who tutors win. And I think Electro is going to be really nice because you just profit off of what are like really good effects in red. I don't know. I like Braid of Fire, dude. Give me a reason to play Braid of Fire. Give me a reason. I am 100% down to run Electro Braid of Fire. That shit's great. Thank you for bringing up Braid of Fire. I totally forgot. There's another one that doesn't work though. It's too generic. It generates generic mana as well. Thrall. What's it called? There's this really cool card that I've always wanted to use. Well, that just never had a deck. I think it's too generic for an artifact that produces generic mana on your upkeep.
oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
It's like a braid of.
It. Oh wait, Are you talking about the one mana one?
It starts with a T. Something factory or. It's gonna
Uh,
kill me if I don't remember the name of this thing. But it's like a generic braid of fire. It's not as good. It's not cumulative.
it's like Thrumming Engine or something like that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Thrasios runs it sometimes. It's one mana.
Is it only one? It's gonna bug me so much. Why do I think it's Thrall?
Thran Turbine.
Thran Turbine. Oh my god. Spell. Yeah, Thran Turbine. And it's Soul Ring, excuse me. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may add 2 colorless. You can't spend this mana to cast spells. Of course. This card. I always thought it'd be a good Thrasios card, but frankly, you don't really need it, and you don't necessarily want to be spending the mana on your turn. At any rate, Braid of Fire, please. Bracket 4. Moving on. Did I get rid of Braid of Fire? Yeah, I know. I still have a Braid of Fire lying around. I'm pretty sure. That's one of my pet cards. I love effects like that, especially because it's so potentially abusable.
Um,
Gwen Stacy.
and for
Oh,
Wolfsbane, the talking about Heliod. Heliod is like one of the notable white commanders. Like Heliod and Oswald, I think, are the two notable mono white commanders. Um, Heliod is like also in a very weird place because Heliod's whole thing is you just find Ballista and win, but Heliod doesn't do a lot by himself.
yeah.
But Red has like Godo, Magda, uh, Bergi, all those commanders that you can build into that do something with their colors. Heliod does not do any white things outside of Heliod doing Heliod things. Kind of same with Oswald. Um, it's just
Uh,
those are really good commanders, but white by itself doesn't do a lot of scary things. But like red can do Underworld Breach, Past in Flames, like explosive things that just go, I don't have a lot, boom, I won the game.
yeah.
Um, White's the worst kind of solitary color, and I think the consensus is blue is the best color to have in a deck, then black, then I think it's red, green, then white. Um, green and white can kind of flip between each other right now because green needs more support and white's been getting a bit more love, which I'm happy about. But yeah, it's color pie is weird.
Yeah, I still I still feel like of the mono white legendaries, Oswald's the best. You just have more agency than any of the other decks. Like I feel like when I play that deck, I can look at the table and say, "Oh, all right, I've determined I need XYZ to stifle that person, work towards my win, and get around that guy's shit." Like I actually, there are plans and packages involved in that deck where Heliod's like, "What did I draw?" It's like, okay, exciting.
Uh, there's also the white dragon from Kamigawa,
Yeah,
Ao.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Okay.
Ao's a weirdie but a goodie. Like I can understand respect Ao. That's another one where I'm like, I don't feel like that's a white commander. It's a white commander, but I don't feel like that's a white commander.
How do you feel about Gwen Stacy?
Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, I believe
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
we're talking about. Yeah. Um, 5 mana for a 4/4 menace. Whenever it attacks, deal X damage to a defender, where X is the attackers you have. Bracket one, not relevant.
How do you feel about other Gwen Stacy? I agree.
Other Gwen Stacy's probably other Gwen Stacy's either like bracket 3 or 4 in my opinion. I could hop either way. For those who don't know, 2 mana for a 2/1 that says ETB exile the top card of your library. You may play that card as long as you control this creature. Transform for 2, a blue, a red, and a white. Activate only as a sorcery, or modal, you can just cast it for the backside. Ghost Spider, 4 mana for a, or sorry, 5 mana for a 4/4 flying vigilance haste with whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on Ghost Spider. Remove 2 counters from Ghost Spider and exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Um, this is still counted as Gwen Stacy for the first effect on the front side,
Right.
so you can cast that card even if after you transform it. The reason why this is bracket 3 or 4, in my opinion, is you can make it so that you just play infinite cards off of this. You keep drawing because if you have like illusionist bracers, let's say, you remove 2 counters to cast 2 or put 2 cards in exile, which you cast both of them, putting 2 more counters on her, which then you can remove to get 2 more cards. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You also have anything that can double triggered abilities, which there's things that say when you cast stuff, double triggered abilities. There's things that say like roaming throne, so on. So I think that you can make it so you're netting enough counters on Ghost Spider that you will theoretically be eventually drawing multiple cards and winning the game off of Ghost Spider. Um,
Imagine if she was in green, bro.
yeah, if she was in green, throw hardened scales on her, like peril or get hardened scales, get doubling season.
Um,
GG, you win.
Trickster,
Um,
these MDFC commanders, they both have casting cost because you're able to play either side. Um,
yeah,
yeah, so you don't need to enter as Gwen Stacy. You could just play Ghost Spider. Yeah, I know there's transform on the front. It makes it read like that's functionally how it should work. But
yeah. Rocco's another good cast from Exile Commander. Yeah,
is this so?
Rocco,
Gibbous brings up a good
Rocco's
point.
a
Is
good.
this better than any of the other play from Exile commanders? Like, is this going to take the place of that the one Rakdos guy? What's his name? No, not Obnix.
Prophet
Yeah, yeah.
or Prosper. Sorry, not Prophet. Prosper. I the thing is, Prosper gives you the mana to keep going. This gives you the draw to keep going. You can stack this in ways where this is going to be netting you a lot of cards in a very explosive way. The thing is, I don't know how consistently you do that. I think it's at very least B3 because you can build into this and make it very efficient very easily. Because, worst case scenario, you get one counter on it and then you run a whole bunch of proliferate effects to just keep going. Best case scenario, you hit doublers, which then make it so that you explode and win the game. Um,
Damn, which version do we like best? There's some sick ass art for Gwen. I think I like the drummer Gwen. Oh shit, yeah, because there's like the
you
spider symbol
don't
down
like
there.
Naya Skysail Storyteller?
The flying spider.
Yeah.
No, I think she's bracket 3.
Yeah, I don't think she has enough consistency to be higher than bracket 3, but if there were
Yeah,
if white ever gets a hardened scales, bracket 4.
yeah,
Until then, bracket 3.
yeah, yeah. Also, these are the colors with like the worst tutors, and for the most part, right? Green at least is consistent. Like you're gonna get all your creatures. Black is get anything, and it's fine. It's fine. Bracket 3. Yeah, the
Yeah.
drummer version looks sick. So, um,
Next, Hobgob 2 mana for a 1/2 flying haste whenever you discard a guard at +2/+0 until end of turn. Bracket 1.
yeah.
Irrelevant.
Whoa, buddy.
J. Jonah Jameson.
He looks
2 in a red for
so crazy in this art, dude.
he's so great. I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about the Omen Path
Laszlo? You
version
know,
of
like
this.
Laszlo Enthusiastic Accuser? He's
So
so
I love that
enthusiastic
name. I
about.
don't know how I feel about that art, but I love that name.
Oh, yeah. No, he's so excited. Do you need to accuse anyone? Just ask Laszlo.
It's
He'll...
enthusiastic accuser is just so funny to say. I
right?
love that.
Right. Don't put him on jury duty. Don't ever put that guy on jury duty. At any rate.
J. Jonah Jameson, 2 in a red legendary creature human citizen with ETB suspect up to 1 target creature. Whenever a creature you control with menace attacks, get a treasure token. This does a lot of dumb things in a lot of potential decks. By itself, there are a decent handful of well-functioning red cards with menace
Well
that I
functioning.
think that yeah, I think that this can be an okay commander. I feel like this is more bracket 2 than anything else though, because you have to build a whole menace package, and then with that menace package you have to build into like a you have a whole bunch of treasures game plan. Bracket 2. In the 99, this is like bracket 3 or 4, but in the command zone, bracket 2.
Would you ever consider streaming Silk Song, Will?
Um, maybe. People have already streamed the heck out of that game.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of maybe doing speedruns of that game, so I might stream that, but like I'd have to actually play through the game and then get free time to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like slower paced like multi-choice games. It's fun working through a narrative with a group. So like something like a Baldur's Gate 3 I think would be something I'd probably enjoy more. But I don't know, not Silk Song. still never beat Hollow Knight. Like I played through so much of it and then I stopped playing it. I don't know why. Just didn't capture me the same way like a lot of older Metroidvanias do. No, no. That was fine though. Molten Man?
Molten Man Inferno Incarnate, 2 in a red, legendary creature, elemental
Dude,
villain, with 0 power.
those jean shorts he's wearing or whatever. I'm sorry. Do you see like they're barely holding on?
I mean, yeah, props to them because it's like we see everything burning up around it, but those jean shorts are staying strong, man.
Yeah, Gap. No, it's another Gap ad. They got Cat's Eye. They got Molten.
Yeah, it's what is that? The Rick and Morty meme of like, or not meme, but the Wrangler's jeans, where it's like the second Death Star brought to you by Wrangler's jeans. It can destroy everything on Earth except Wrangler's jeans because they're built so tough.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Anyways, tell me more about Molten Man.
3 mana for 0/0 ETB. Search your library from mountain, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. He has +1/+1 for each mountain you control, and when he leaves the battlefield, you sacrifice a land. Just gotta say, man, 3 mana for a thing that gets stats equal to the number of lands you control. Man,
mountains
there's
you
a
control.
Better version of this later on.
I know, but it's mountains specific.
Mountains specifically, and we're gonna show why that's completely relevant when we get to green.
Bracket 1.
For this by itself, if red had Power Matters effects, I would love this. Red does not have many of those, if any at all, outside of Fling. I'd say bracket 1.
What if it was just for each mountain and you Blood Mooned?
Oh, if it was just each mountain period, that would be a lot more interesting. Because
way more
for playing red,
right? Way more.
Also,
oh my god!
Also,
it'd be so fucking.
You
cool.
do not need to have this sacrifice a land when it leaves. Just have it make mountains. That's fine.
Oh wow, the Infernus is pretty sick looking though. I'm enjoying all of the in the universe versions of these cards. Hydro Man, Molten Man, with their powers combined, Captain Planet. Nah, you just get soggy.
We got one more. We got one more before we form Captain Planet. We got Sandman at some point.
Which is stronger, Molten Man shorts or the Hulk shorts? Oh, dude, those are two very different forces.
I would say Molten Man, because Hulk in some timelines wears like more elastic pants, specifically because he knows he's gonna Hulk out at some point.
Yeah.
But Molten Man, he's molten.
Yeah.
He's a molten lava. And they're not instantaneously incinerated. Those are some strong genes.
Yeah, that's impressive, honestly. Wait, more importantly, as Gwen Stacy, which is stronger among men's shorts. Also, there's a discussion of, is the 10th Doctor in Rose just better than Gwen Stacy?
Those don't. I don't think 10th Doctor and Rose do as much explosive.
Rose is the white one, right?
Yeah, Rose is white.
Yeah.
Rose Tyler. +1/+1 for each time counter on it. Whenever it attacks, put a time counter on it for each suspended card. 10th Doctor is just get suspend stuff. Yeah, 10th Doctor. I mean, if you can get to 7 mana with the 10th Doctor, you can storm off, but it's a different kind of deck, because the 10th Doctor is more like you just play extra turn spells into like interesting things. I don't think the 10th Doctor and Gwen Stacy do the same thing. Gwen Stacy's more like you cycle impulse draws into more impulse draws and try to storm off with impulse drawing. 10th Doctor is you spell chain using a timey-wimey BS.
Shocker, bracket 1.
Yes. I'm happy with the theme of he deals 2 damage though. That is props.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Like Flash has Flash. Great job.
Yeah.
Right on the nose. Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit.
Sorry, Spider-Gwen.
When is she Ghost Spider versus Spider Gwen. Can someone explain this to me? When is she not Ghost Spider?
She's Spider Gwen when she's with other Spider-Men, but in her own
Oh,
universe, she's Ghost Spider.
duly noted. Well, we have another one.
3 mana for a 2/3 with reach. When she becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Bracket 1.
Yeah. A land stealing with Molten Man, and then sacrificing Molten Man to sacrifice their land. Instead of just strip mining, you could do that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, honestly, there are like weird red hijack effects that are hijack a permanent. So like, yeah, you could do that.
Honestly, bracket 5 for Spider Gwen. She has reach.
True. Yeah, she can't do whatever a spider can.
Wow, better than Parker. Well, I actually really like this legendary, but it is still bracket 1. The effect is good.
Yeah.
It's a good effect.
Next, Spider Punk. 2 mana for a 2/1 with Riot. Other spiders you control have Riot. Spells and abilities can't be countered. Damage can't be prevented. Uh, Amazing card in the 99. In the command zone, bracket 1.
Agreed. Thank you, Gibbous. Yeah, no, and Will, obviously, for that. I'm like, that makes sense. I'm like, you call her Spider Gwen in front of people, like that's also doxing her, right? But that makes a lot more sense. Her outfit's sick as hell, by the way. I love it's I feel like it's hard to balance like two-tone looks, and they just did a really good job with her costume design. Um who else has Spider-Man's got like such cool fits just in general. But yeah, that's Spider-Punk. I agree. He's not, you don't want to put him in the CZ. Don't do that.
Yeah. Spinneret and Spiderling. 1 mana for a 1/2 legendary creature, spider human hero. Whenever you attack with 2 or more spiders, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Whenever this deals 4 or more damage, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until you may play that. Sorry, until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. I do want to note this is not when it deals 4 or more combat damage. So if you have like weird equipment and things that make it so that this punches people for damage, like fling that does not sacrifice style effects, this can get you a good handful of draws. There are interesting ways to build this. This can do like very fun, cool, and creative things. If you give this a ping effect and you can damage boost it to 4 damage, this can get you card draw that way. Um, you are not you are usually not having more than one spider in play though, so I will say this is bracket 2. There are things you can do with it that are fun and interesting, but I think that it's just barely past a Mimi,
Yeah, the one
but
mana
it's
makes it
very
very
close to
palatable.
Mimi.
Are you saying bracket 2 for this?
Yes, it's to the level where you can probably build it to where it's kind of like a precon.
Yeah, no, I agree. Changelings? Is there enough changelings you can use?
Yeah, there's a decent handful of changelings, but even ignoring that, just playing this as a Voltron commander and then drawing a card every turn is just good. Also, wait. This isn't when it deals 4 or more damage to a player. It's when it deals 4 or more damage. So if you get this to 4 power and Chandra's Ignition, you impulse draw like 20. Huh. Still bracket 2, but like, yeah, that's better. But like,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
doesn't have to. It doesn't have to connect.
well, I mean, you can also just ignore the top part. Like, if you just attach auras or buff spells or equipment, like,
He gets there.
still bracket 2. I kind of want to dabble with this. It's 1 mana. It's so easy to put down. This is dying from Oxamber. It's good.
I also do want to say giving trample or forcing blocks with this is also really good because if you make this big enough and then you just go, okay, you have to block this with everything you control.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack. She has 20 power. You block with 4 things, deal 4 damage to each of the blockers, and then deal 4 damage to face. Or with trample, let's say. Then you get 5 cards. Because I don't know if you can assign overkill damage to blockers. That interesting rules question for later. Bracket 2.
Yeah. Segron.
Yeah, the dinosaur you're talking about, Patrick. This is totally the dinosaur you're talking about.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Stagger on the dinosaur man. 5 mana
Or
for a
or
menace.
or Kefon.
5/4.
Go on.
Hmm?
Or Kefon.
A menace 5/4. With I'm going to say cycling, even though this isn't cycling. 1 and a red. Discard this card until the end of the turn. Target creature you control gains +3/+1. It becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types.
Open the door, get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Dude.
Um,
Yeah.
bracket,
Boom, boom, waka laka boom. Yeah.
bracket,
Bracket
bracket one.
one. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Um, Next, the Mary Janes.
Just very, very quickly. Did anyone also grow up with Super Mario Brothers? Shoot, what's his name? John Leguizamo and oh damn it, why can't I remember his name? He was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He's so good. At any rate, if you've ever watched that movie, you know why I think about that song all the time.
Next, the Mary Janes. 3 and a red for a 3/3 menace that costs 1 less for each creature that attacked this turn. Bracket one. Can I also just say, don't like Mary Jane. Mary Jane is a jerk, at least in the Tobey Maguire version
Mm.
of Spider-Man.
The married, I don't know lore wise what's happening here. Are they fans?
Mary Jane has a band called the Mary Janes.
Of course she would. Of course. Now, what about Ezekiel?
Ezekiel Sims, Spider Totem. 5 mana for a 3/5 with reach. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target spider you control gains +2/+2 until end of turn. Bracket one.
Yeah, he's got reach though.
Uh, Indeed. Lizard Connor's Curse. 4 mana for a 5/5 trample. Whenever Lizard enters, up to one target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green lizard creature with base power, base toughness 4/4. I do want to say, I wish this was the Flood of Mars instead. I wish that they made this like the Flood of Mars. Whenever it attacks, you make something into a copy of this, because that we've had several different versions of Spider-Man over the ages that have made it so that the lizard virus or the lizard chemical got spread to a whole bunch of people, and I wish that was this.
But it's not.
Instead, it's just ETB makes something a quote unquote elk. um,
Bracket one.
Bracket one.
God, so many. In the current comics, Mary Jane has been ruined for a long time because of the writers, and I don't know how they're going to fix it. Apparently, the Mary Janes are Spider Gwen's band. Read
Oh, are
read
they?
Edge of the Spider Verse.
Yeah, they're from the Spider Gwen universe. So that's the universe where Peter Parker died.
Right, but
Um,
she's on the drums in the background, right? So I caught that,
yes,
but is Mary Jane in the band?
yes, she's the lead singer, I think.
It's hard to tell with this art. um, Miles
I don't know. Don't
Morales?
we have an alternate art of it?
No, we
No, we
don't.
don't. It's just that we don't even have we don't even have an Omen Path version of the card.
Oh, really? But we got an Omen Path of Miles Morales, Kren, Undercity Dreamer. No, we're gonna go with Miles. One of these Miles.
Based. No, Kren looks based. We're gonna go with Miles Morales, but Kren looks cool.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Um,
wish that we did a nod to the Spider Verse films
I mean, we kind of do.
with
Uh,
the parental love or whatever card, but none of these really look like him from the movie.
I Yeah,
Or is
I
that a
think that
Sony owned
it's
thing?
we have other like Miles Spider-Man,
Yeah.
like Spider-Man Miles Morales. We have sorry, Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary, I think, is a nod to the movies. But continuing with Miles Morales himself, um, 2 mana for a 1/2 that says when this enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Then, for 3, a red, a green, and a white, you can transform this at sorcery speed, or you can cast it for its modal cost, which is the same. The backside is a 4/3 first strike haste with camouflage. Pay 2, put a +1/+1 counter on this, and it gains hexproof until the end of the turn and becomes colorless. Hexproof and colorless until the end of the turn. Whenever you attack, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. I just want to say, Miles and Gideon are best friends.
Mm.
With Gideon, he becomes a legendary creature planeswalker, and Miles doubles the loyalty counters on Gideon.
Does he? Wait a
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, double the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control.
That's nasty.
There's also that what's his name? Why do I can't remember, the dragon planeswalker? The not Sram, freaking what's his name? He's Teamer and Red.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I
he's
know. I see the face. I don't.
Sarkon? Sarkon. Yes. There's a Sarkon that makes all of your planeswalkers into 4/4 dragons. You can double, and he's mono red for that one. Miles lets you double the counters on all your planeswalkers. There's some funny things you can do.
Is this a Super Friend deck?
You could make this a Super Friend deck.
Is it a good Super Friend deck?
I mean, doubling season in the command zone is pretty funny. Yeah, Gibbous got us. It is Sarkon. I will say this is a pretty good +1/+1 counter commander, just because the self-protection and good keywords on the backside is really nice. Being able to pay 2 mana to just put counters on Miles Morales is really good.
Yeah, I remember growing up with Static Shock. I thought that show was fantastic.
Yeah,
but that's interesting. I didn't notice this trend. Is that true? Like, do all black superheroes get lightning powers? Is that true? I mean, they're
Miles
usually
Morales,
buff.
The whole thing is Venom Shock, right?
Right. I don't know the origin. Is he channeling electricity, or is this a device he's made?
It's part of his superpowers.
He just like the spider that bit him was just like also electrified.
I don't know. He has the powers. I don't know if we've gotten an explanation on how Venom Shock works, but it does.
That's interesting. That is so interesting. That I wonder what the comic writer logic is, and why do we keep going to that trope when it comes to black heroes with lighting based powers? Not all of them, but
I guess because lightning powers are useful in the city, and a lot of the time it's like, oh yeah, black guy in the city being a superhero is like the superhero trope. Because you don't ever really see like, oh yeah, it's a small town black superhero. That's not like a thing you ever really see. It's always like an inner city black superhero, which is Miles Morales, Static Shock. It's even what's his name? It's something. Is it Black Lightning? Black Lightning was like the Static Shock before Static Shock, I think. Can't remember his name. It was something Lightning.
I would have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm curious. Black Panther said hello. Well, Black Panther doesn't live in a city, which is why he doesn't have electricity superpowers.
There's a good list right there from Gibbous. Thanks.
Storm.
Let's just say Storm controls everything.
I was right. Black Lightning. Yeah.
Storm does control everything, though.
Yeah. Storm is different.
Storm's the fucking best.
Does Bumblebee have lightning powers? I thought she just had tasers. Like, I thought she just had 2 zappers was her thing.
So you're telling me if I go out and buy a taser, I too have lightning powers?
You do not have lightning superpowers, Patrick.
You imagine
you can't buy a taser, just call yourself Static Shock.
You're vigilante justice, you're just tasing somebody like, I have lightning powers! And they're just like recoiling. I'm sorry. Where are we with Miles? We got derailed
probably
there.
Bracket 3, doubling counters is just a very good effect, especially on mass. Legendary Subtribal is fine. I think that just him being able to constantly put counters on himself is also really good.
Yeah, no, I concur. All the above. Cool kid.
Also, does Aqualad control lightning/electricity, or is it like some kind of kinetics thing? Like, I don't know if it's actually shocking or if it's just energy, which I guess is technically electricity. I don't know if Aqualad is technically lightning. I think he's magic kinetics or some weird crap like that. And
Does
I
it look
do
like
not know.
lightning? If it
Hold
sounds
on.
like lightning
Who
and it looks like lightning, well,
Black Vulcan sounds familiar, but I can't. Oh yeah, I remember Black Vulcan. He's a really old superhero. Yeah, I think Black Vulcan is one of the few that is like actually I control electricity that does not live in the city.
huh.
But I think his thing is more like storms and lightning. But like, yeah,
So my like nearest relationship to all these heroes, Marvel or DC, is from Hero Clicks growing up. So I'm only familiar with seeing the characters in that light. So I'm aware of like their statistics and obviously their abilities that way. But I don't remember seeing a Black Vulcan or a Black
oh,
Lightning.
Black Vulcan's old.
Oh yeah.
Like you would hear references to Black Vulcan, but probably never see anything about Black Vulcan.
well,
That's kind of how you'd hear Black Vulcan.
well, now I'm curious. Oh shit.
Yeah, he's old. Um,
Yeah. Ooh, look at that shit. What is that? Kawasaki Vulcan? That's a sick ass looking bike. He even thinks so. What? This is crazy. Oh
yeah, so
wow.
it's a bioelectric shock through magic. That's Aqualad.
Check out Young Justice.
Yeah, that was for the Caldrum, the
Oh,
Aqualad, Black
Odile.
Aqualad that uses lightning. Um,
Sorry, we got derailed.
Prow- Prowler, Misguided Mentor, 3 mana. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Whenever Prowler deals combat damage, you put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. Bracket 1.
Yep. But this
Now,
next one.
to complete Captain Planet, Sandman.
This is Planet
Uh,
Earth or Power Earth.
yeah,
I don't know.
3 mana for a star. Star is equal to the number of lands you control. Cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And you could pay 3 green to return this card and target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Green has power matters. Green has land ramp. This gives you land ramp and gives you a very big power creature. It also gives you a level of evasion because it can't really be chump blocked easily. This card is terrifying. You can play this on turn 3 and it's usually going to be a 3/3. Then on the next turn it's probably going to be a 5/5 and it just keeps getting bigger from there. Commander tax never applies because you just keep getting it back from the graveyard. And if you have any sack outlet and enough landfall things, you are probably just accidentally going infinite with him. So
Bracket.
I want to say bracket 4, but I feel like it's probably closer to bracket 3, but I want to argue bracket 4 just by the fact that he can kind of combo/storm off, and he can draw a chunk of cards with draw equal to power effects. A 3 mana creature with stats equal to the number of lands you control is just kind of very good.
What's the game plan with this guy? You are trying to go infinite landfall?
Yeah, it's general land synergy stuff. Usually landfall get mana effects, and then power matters effects. So you're just doing land ramp and then power matters, and your commander helps you translate from land things to powers matters, and then eventually pivot back to land things for some kind of infinite.
I want to say bracket 4 and I want to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I want to build
Okay.
Sandman.
Yeah, he does work.
That scoundrel. That scoundrel him. What about Spider Ham, Will? God, I really want a pizza. I know he's eating a hot dog, but I really want a pizza now.
Yeah. I like how it's literally not linked in any way to Spider Ham.
No,
I
it's
want some
just
bacon? No. I want some hot dogs? No. I want pizza.
I see New
Good
York
New York
Street,
pizza.
I see the yellow and red, it makes me think pizza.
Fair.
Yeah.
Uh, when Spider Ham is a 2 mana. When Spider Ham enters, you create a food, and then other spiders, boars, bats, bears, birds, cats, dogs, frogs, jackals, lizards, mice, otters, rabbits, raccoons, rats, squirrels, turtles, and wolves you control get +1/+1. Bloomborough Tribal. Bracket 1.
Damn. There were so many words. You throw out so many words.
Oh, also, I forgot to say, that ability is called Animal Mayhem.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, I love that
Um,
grin he's got going on right now. How is he eating the dog? You know what? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This is probably my favorite art, by the way, for Miles.
yeah, Gibbous. I've seen Young Justice. I'm aware of Young Justice.
I haven't watched it yet. He was. It sounds good. I mean,
It's a good description. TLDR. It is. The Justice League has a special Black Ops team of sidekicks slash ex sidekicks, that are all like around teenage, like upper teen. It's like think the original Teen Titans cartoon,
mm,
but like grittier and edgier.
okay. Is it animated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm into that.
Spider-Man, Brooklyn Visionary, 5 mana, web slinging for 2 and a green. He is a 4/3 that when he enters, you get a basic land from your deck to the battlefield tapped. Bracket
Ooh. Sorry.
1. Good art, good nod to the movie Bracket 1.
Yeah, good art. That's all we'll get here.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, 6 mana for 5/5 Vigilance Trample. When he enters or attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Those creatures gain trample until the end of the turn. Now, he is constantly buffing up your board, and he is constantly giving trample.
Is it Craterhoof?
It's kind of Craterhoof. It's more like Reckless Stampede or whatever it's called. The like give +3/+3 and trample for 5 mana.
Mm.
Um, I think this is bracket 2, but it probably is bracket 3 because you can do counter doubling stuff to make this terrifying. And haste, you just give him boots, and then you give the ability twice in one go, and
Yeah,
you
it's
might
kind of
be able to kind of
nasty.
hoof
And you know what double trample does? Mini.
trampoline. You punch them into the next game. If I overkill you this game, you start at a lower life total
Yeah.
next game.
Double trample means our next game.
Yeah.
I love that.
I
Mini,
double trample you for 80 damage. You're taking 80, you're taking an additional 40 at the start of the next game.
bro, this
Shuffle up
is
twice.
this is not a bad card.
Yeah, it's just by the fact that it's an expensive card that needs like a bit of wind up. I want to say bracket 2, but
You're
giving
green.
trample to everything is
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. Let's go bracket 2 for now. But he's really good. He is really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no, mini Craterhoof is good. There's nothing wrong with that. But what about large dinosaur?
Yeah, we got a Spider X Daring Dino. Now the question is, what is he called in his universe? Because
Chizax.
Spider X is probably like the Spider Verse name for him. So what's his
No,
actual like in universe name?
Chizax.
Honestly, it's probably just
No, his name. Oh, are you? Oh. I thought you meant the Omen Path version. The Omen Path
no,
version
not Omen
is
Path. I mean like how Spider Gwen is Ghost Spider.
right.
Like what's Spider X in his universe?
Ah, that's such a good question. On Earth 66, does anyone know? Let us know. Does he have a name? No, it's
On
Peter
yeah,
Petarker.
Peter Petarker
There you go.
learned that with great grr powers comes great grr responsibility. Love it. But this is just Dreadmaw, but with Ward, and Reach.
Better
Funny,
Dreadmaw.
yeah, better Dreadmaw and in the command zone. Bracket 1, but funny.
Thank you. Yeah, it's on the card. Petarker. Petarker.
But the thing is, like that's his identity, but like, or that's a secret identity. But what's his alias? Because what is his Spider Gwen, or what's his Ghost Spider equivalent? Because his Spider Gwen equivalent seems to be Spider Rex,
Right,
but
right,
is
right,
that
right.
also just his Ghost Spider equivalent?
I think it is his. No, I think that's probably his Spider Gwen equivalent. Anyway, speaking of spiders, this is just a
Spider Man,
yeah.
heroic ward.
What am I
He,
witnessing? This is crazy looking.
he called spiders. That he pulled an Ant Man.
Okay, I didn't know that was part of his gift.
Uh, it really isn't, but I think like in for a short time there was a Spider-Man who could control spiders. 1 green for a 2/1 with web slinging for 4 and 2 green.
He looks like
When
he's
this
made out
enters,
of.
if you cast it using web slinging, you gain 3 life and you create 2/1 spider tokens with reach.
Oof, Jesus.
Bracket 1, you're paying 6 mana, or you're paying an additional 4 mana for 2/1 reachers. Bracket 1.
Um, we got the backstory. This was a pterodon, pteranodon that was bit by a T-Rex at the same time as being bit by a meteorite full of being hit by a meteorite full of alien spiders. Spider-Man is a horde of sentient spiders that believes they are Peter Parker. Okay, that's what I was
Uh,
thinking. But it looks like they're made. He's
oh,
made of
also, yeah,
them.
I misread the card name. It's Spiders, man.
Spiders, man. Yeah, bracket one. Oh,
Yeah,
we're on a
bracket 1.
multicolor. Look at us.
Yeah. Sensational Spider-Man. 1 a white and a blue for a legendary creature, Spider Human Hero with 3 power, 3 toughness. Whenever it attacks, tap target creature defending player controls and put a stun counter on it. You may remove 3 stun counters from among all permanents and draw cards equal to the number of stun counters removed this way. This is either bracket 3 or bracket 4 because you don't need to remove the stun counters from your opponent's things. You can remove them for your own things. And if you run any proliferate with this card, you just lock down everything forever. And you're drawing 3 cards a turn. That is a lot of draw. That's a lot of disruption, and removing stun counters from your own things can be kind of crazy. Uh, I I want to say bracket 3 because I don't think that it can like combo or do crazy enough stuff to be bracket 4, but it can definitely grind. So I want to say bracket 3.
I agree with that. I'm good with bracket threeing him. We have so many legends
Next,
left, dude. Oh my god, this is
yeah,
crazy. Okay.
uh, Spitter Penny, piloted by Penny. 3 a white and a blue for legendary artifact creature Spider Hero. 4 power, 4 toughness, vigilance. When it enters, put a counter on a creature you control. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
Eh,
Uh,
bracket two.
there are some white effects that just mass put counters on your things, so you theoretically could use this to draw a lot of cards in one go. You do have to put in some effort to get the draw, and this is 5 mana. So I'm going to say bracket 3. But you can draw a lot of cards off of this, theoretically, and you can build it as a counters matters deck, or you can build it as a Voltron deck.
I would put this a rung below Sensational Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's still probably around bracket 3, just because it can draw a lot more than Sensational Spider-Man,
True.
but it does lose a lot of utility. You could put it as bracket 2, and I would not be hurt about that. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, it does help that he got so much more stun counter support after he was first spoiled. Yeah, the new Sensational Spider-Man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll rest her at bracket two, but I can see where you're coming from. Like, it's not bad. It's not a bad commander.
Yeah. Spider-Woman, Stunning Savior, 1 in Azorius, legendary creature Spider Human Hero with 2 power, 2 toughness, and flying. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Bracket 1, does not do a lot by itself, very good in the 99.
Yeah, agreed.
Next,
Concurred.
Sun Spider, Nimble Weber, um, 3 and an Azorius, legendary creature Spider Human Hero, 3 power, 2 toughness. During your turn, Sun Spider has flying. When Sun Spider enters the battlefield, search your library for an aura or equipment, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle.
New tutor.
Yeah, it's a tutor, and you're in the colors that can flicker him, which is quite good. And the fact that he gets auras means that you can get like a couple specific things that are usually better than what a Stoneforge Mystic would find. I think this card can probably set up equipment combos pretty well. I don't know what the best equipment combo that you find for this is, so I'm not sure if it's good enough, but It can do things. It's a very good utility commander. I
Bracket.
want to say probably bracket 3 just because like you can tutor for a lot and build this in a million different ways, and it's just a very decent thing to have in your command zone. It's a good secret commander.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I value this higher than Penny.
I
Um,
value it higher than Penny. You
okay.
can get the equipment that is literally just Penny, but better
Yeah, fact.
with
Okay.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sun Spider. Sun Spider's good.
Vicious Vigilante.
Dope
One a
art.
white and a blue for legendary creature, human detective hero. One power, one toughness, double strike, can't be blocked. Um, Double strike can't be blocked is really good for Voltron things. The thing is,
Yeah.
I don't think that Azorius is inherently by itself great Voltron. I know that we just were like Sun Spider Voltron, yay, good, but it's finding the perfect setup for Voltron stuff. Whereas with Wraith, bracket 2, like you can definitely make this work as Voltron, but like
I don't feel
I
like it's
feel like
gonna
it,
make waves. Like it's not. Yeah,
yeah.
it's not. It's not as potent as Sun Spider.
Duck Ock, Evil Inventor, blue black 7 mana in total for an 8/8. That at the start of combat you make a non-creature artifact you control into an 8/8 permanently.
Yeah.
Bracket 1. It's an 8/8 that makes other 8/8s. It's nah.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten any better since we first saw him.
Yeah. Um Other Dr. Octopus, Master Planner, 5 a blue and a black for a 4/8. Other villains you control get +2/+2, whatever. Your maximum hand size is 8, whatever. At the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 8 cards in your hand, draw equal to the difference. That
Uh,
is really good. We have that one, what is it? Sultai. We have that one Sultai commander that's also 7 mana, and it says that your upkeep draw back up to 7 cards, but skip your draw step. This doesn't make you skip your draw step. It makes you drop to 8, and you draw on your end step instead of your upkeep, meaning that the turn you play Doc Ock, you immediately reload. This feels like a better version of that commander, and that commander actually sees play. Um, you can definitely make a version of this deck that is just all of the rituals and ramp and mana rocks and everything, and then extra turns, and you just kind of chain into extra turns. I want to say bracket 4 on this because this just feels like a better version of an already bracket 4 commander.
who's the other commander?
Let me find her.
Just to
Myth.
refill your hand at 7 mana, bruh.
Yeah, but it's
7
an
mana.
immediate refill. Damia. Damia Stone.
Spell?
Sage of Stone. Uh, 7 mana 4/4 Death Toucher. Skip your draw step at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have
Oh.
fewer than 7 cards, draw back up to 7.
How much does she cost again?
7. She's the same cost as Doc Ock. She just has an additional green pip.
I'll put him in 4,
He's just better, Damia.
but I don't know how good he is.
Yes. Uh, just by the fact that he lets you be a very proactive Demir deck,
Yeah.
good enough. Um, Morbius, the Living Vampire. Uh, 4 mana for a 3/1 Flying Vigilance lifelink. You can exile him from your grave to look at the top 3 one hand and the rest on the bottom in a random order. Bracket 1, not good in the command zone. In the
Decent
99,
in the
he's like a
99.
cool type card.
Yeah, decent in the 99.
Other Prowler, Clawed Thief. 1 a blue and a black for a legendary creature rogue villain with menace, 2 power, 3 toughness, and whenever another villain you control enters the Prowler, connives.
Hmm.
Bracket 1. You villain tribal is still not good enough.
No. Even with changelings.
Superior Spider-Man, 2 blue and a black for a legendary creature, Spider Human Hero with 4 power, 4 toughness, and Mind Swap. You may have a Superior Spider-Man enter as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard, except its name is Superior Spider-Man, and he has 4 power, 4 toughness, and is a Spider Human Hero in addition to its other types. When you do exile that card, this is just kind of like a pseudo reanimate in the command zone. I feel like what's his name? Lazava Many Faces. I feel like this is just a worse version of that. This can hit opponents' graveyards, but like, eh. Bracket one.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. It's okay. He's
Play
okay.
my Mans of Many Faces instead.
I actually like the 7 cost Doc Ock. I feel like he's the superior card.
Yes. Symbiote Spider-Man. 2 and a Demir for a legendary creature, Symbiote Spider Hero with 2 power and 4 toughness. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard.
Mm.
Find a new host. For 2 and a Demir, exile this card from your graveyard. You put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains this card's other abilities. Activate as a sorcery. This card is, I almost want to say this is bracket 4. I think this is probably bracket 3, but I want to say that it's bracket 4 purely because you can keep stacking more and more and more of this effect onto other cards you control. And if you get any decently sized thing, you are filling your graveyard very fast, very easily, and then you can set up a reanimation strategy very well. This is a really good Voltron commander. This is a really good graveyard commander. This can do a lot.
Phyrexian
Um,
Dreadnought, Stifle, Find New Host, Swing, Deal Damage, Double Strike.
just completely ignore that. If you just give him an equipment, he punches for, let's say, 6, and then you get 1 card. Eventually, you're going to have enough things engraved that you can use all those effects that say, give a creature +X+O, where X is the number of creature cards in your
Yeah.
graveyard, and then he gets +20/+O, and then you're punching for lethal. And if you can't do any of that, you play him. Whenever he dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on a thing and give it the effect. You replay him when he dies, you stack that effect on that thing again. Then that 2/2 became a 4/4 that when it deals combat damage, you look at the top 8 and put 2 of those cards into your hand. Um, and the rest into the grave. He can do a lot. He can self-mill a lot. He's a pretty decent self-mill commander, purely by the fact that his stat line is not that great for this kind of
Yeah.
strategy. And you do need to get him into the graveyard, then exile him and recast him to do more things. I think it's probably a bit too clunky for bracket 4, but he can do some pretty nice things just by the fact that you can mill big things, reanimate them later, and then give them this effect. I'm going to say bracket 3.
I think bracket 3 to low end of bracket 4 as well. I think the effect is really good. You're obviously putting stuff. I mean, this would be fun to make like a reanimator strategy out of. You could bring something back that you would want to ultimately find a new host of, and then have some self-sacrificing things come into effect.
Yeah, I like him. I don't think that he's super crazy, but
Actually,
I
yeah,
think
that's
that
not a
he
bad idea. Like the any sort of reanimate effect that requires you to sacrifice a creature. It's actually
yeah,
pretty useful. I like it bracket 3. I would like to build Symbiote Spider-Man for more than
yeah,
one
he's
reason.
cool. I don't think that he's like really crazy or doing anything new, but he is a unique version of a very common thing. But next, Vulture, Scheming Scavenger, 6 mana for a Demir commander with 4 power, 6 toughness, and flying. Whenever this attacks, other villains you control get flying. Villain tribal is not good enough, and this does not help it that much. Bracket 1.
No, but I can see what they're going for. In a limited environment, these will be fun to fool with.
Yip yip. Next, we have Carnage, Crimson Chaos, 2 a black and a red for a legendary creature symbiote villain with 4 power, 3 toughness, and trample. Whenever Carnage enters, return a target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It has this creature attacks each combat at Fable. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. Carnage has Mayhem for a black and a red. Bracket 1, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Reanimating something small is not something that Rakdos wants to do. The whole force attack and sack thing is not that great either. 4 mana for a 4/3 trampler that brings back something small is bad. Even if you can somehow discard it to its mayhem effect, yes, 2 mana for a 4/3 trampler is nice, and bringing something small back is also nice. But it's so much work to just get the little bit of cost reduction on that. This is bracket 1.
It's
I wish.
I feel like this would be a good cube card. I don't know that it's good in Commander though.
Yeah, in cube this is good. In modern, or not modern, in like standard, this is going to be a good card because it turns
So
out
much
a
value.
2 mana 4/3 trampler that gets you back like a 3/3 7/6 worth of value for 2 mana is good.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, no, this is solid. It deals whenever it deals common edge. Yeah, yeah, this is good, and it's repeatable. So like whatever you had that died on curve. Okay, for commander though, no, not good.
yeah. Somebody brought up that if you have like a clone effect, you can loop this, but you need to be in Grixis to make
Okay.
that really work.
I need to grab a
So
tissue really quick, but you can go over the next one. The next.
yeah, the Green Goblin Nemesis. Um, well, Green Goblin Nemesis is 2 black and a red for a legendary creature, Goblin Human Villain, with 3 power, 3 toughness, and flying. Whenever you discard a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on Green Goblin. Sorry, on target Goblin you control. I misread that the first time. Whenever you discard a land card, create a tapped treasure token. You get a little bit of mana here and there. You get some buffs on things here and there. Tis good. Tis not that good. Discard buffing with goblins is kind of interesting.
Got Brisk in here.
So Green
Bracket.
Goblin,
Go.
probably bracket 1, but the interesting thing is this is a goblins commander. You discard a non-land card and put a counter on a goblin you control. Which may make it bracket 2, but it's probably bracket 1. So I'm going to say bracket 1.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. Counter. Yeah. No. Discard a land. Yeah. No.
Also, can I really quickly say why didn't we get Green Goblin name spoiled? Come on, it's just Green Goblin Nemesis, not Green Goblin Norman Osborn.
Right.
Come on.
I guess he kind of wears that on his sleeve. Isn't it a known thing? Am I making that up?
No one knows that he's Green Goblin except Peter.
Okay. The Green Goblin lives again.
Green Goblin Revenant. 3 a black and a red for a legendary creature, Goblin Human Villain with 3 power, 3 toughness, flying, and death touch. Whenever this attacks, discard a card, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. Um, the Green Goblin lives again. Green Goblin Harry Osborn.
Yeah,
that can be a lot of draw. I kind of want to say bracket 4, just because you can go discard, attack, draw like 10. But it is a lot of setup to get a lot of draw, so it's probably bracket 3. But you can build this bracket 4, but I think more likely than not it's going to come out bracket 3.
Yeah. Despite your efforts, I agree.
Well, no. Like you can succeed in making this bracket 4, but I think if you're building this without tuning it up to high heck, it's going to be bracket 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to. I mean, the effect is really good. You have to discard a card to draw as many as you've discarded. No, it's good. I think bracket 3 more likely though. You're right about that. But at 5 mana, it's going to be a while till you get there, but that's fine. You get 7 cards to start with. I think it's more or less bracket 3. I agree with that.
Next, we've got Scarlet Spider Kane, red and a black for a 2/1 with Menace. Mayhem for Rakdos. When this enters, you may discard a card. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on him. This is a good thing to chain Mayhem effects together. Very good in Standard, I'd assume, but not good in Commander. Bracket 1.
Agreed. Ohio. Hey, Mateus. So I do need I probably need to leave in like 20, Will. And we've got a lot to go.
We should be done by then.
Yeah. Just I have a thing I need to get to. And I didn't realize there's so much traffic getting there.
I will speed through the last, I'll speed through the inconsequential stuff.
Probably like all bracket 1. A lot of the last ones are bracket 1.
Shriek is 3 mana for a 2/3. At the beginning of your main phase, you can discard a card to make it so target creature can't block this turn, and whenever an opponent's creature dies, you deal 1 damage to that player. Bracket 1. Ultimate Green Goblin is 3 mana for Arachnis Commander that at the beginning of your upkeep makes you discard a card, but you create a treasure token. It has Mayhem for basically the same cost. Bracket 1. Uh, Craven is a creature that gets bigger, equal to the greatest mana value amongst things you control. He's a 3 mana vigilance thing. He's bracket 1. He's just a very big boy. Decent for powers matters, but not much better than most other things. Uh, Rhino is 7 mana for a 6/7 Vigilance Trample Haste that says whenever it attacks, if you cast a spell that costs 4 or greater, draw a card. It's a very, very intensive draw effect, bracket 1.
So costly.
Yeah. Scarlet Spider,
maybe
Ben
maybe
Riley.
maybe bracket 2 if anything, because it's not
Yeah,
horrible.
I wouldn't even say that. It's you have to pay 7
So
mana to get like a
costly.
decent body that does like one draw maybe. Um, so Ben Riley is 3 mana, web slinging for 2 mana, 4/3 trample, and then when it casts for its web slinging ability, enters with X counters on it, where X is the mana value of the creature returned. Uh, you can do some weird things with that, but honestly, bracket 1. Mary Jane Watson is 2 mana for Selesnya. Whenever a spider enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card, trigger only once per turn, bracket 1. Silk Web Weaver, 4 mana, web slinging for 3 mana. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you create a 1/1 human citizen token. You can pay 5 mana. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and vigilance. We have another commander that does something very similar from way back when. People didn't really play it. People won't play this. Bracket 1.
Sorry, Silk. Cool art though.
Spider Girl, Legacy Hero, 2 mana,
Really cool art.
has flying on your turn, and then whenever it leaves the battlefield, you create a 1/1 civilian token, bracket 1.
Yeah, I don't recognize
Uh,
Spider Girl.
Spider-Man India, 5 mana for 4/4 with web slinging for 3 mana. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it gains flying until the end of the turn. Honestly, could potentially be bracket 2, but is more likely than not going to be bracket 1. And Mr. Negative, I will let you read this. I need to use the restroom
No,
really
please,
quickly.
please. All right, what is the identity of Spider Girl? Mayday Parker. That's fucking sick. Okay, sorry. Mr. Negative. So if you haven't heard of this guy, he's in the first Spider-Man game. He was really cool there. 5 generic and Orzhov 5/5. Vigilance, lifelink, dark force inversion. When Mr. Negative enters, you may exchange life totals rather with target opponent. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards. Spider Girl is Mayday Parker. Peter MJ's daughter from alternative timeline. Yeah, no, I never saw Spider Girl because it's such a typical spider outfit. All right, Mr. Negative, you're gonna draw a lot of cards. You may exchange life totals with target opponent if you lost life this way. So you're gonna try to put them in the negative before you exchange to draw cards. Will sees this as being a very good card. I'll let him explain his theory on how to play this, but I'm not sold on Dark Force Inversion.
Uh, so you've read through the card. My TLDR of why this card could theoretically be 5 mana, or not 5 mana, bracket 5 is
7 mana.
you're in the colors that let you get an explosive amount of mana very quickly, so you can get Mr. Negative out for pretty cheap. With any flicker effect, you can usually say I swap my life total with the person with the least life, and then draw a decent handful of cards a lot of the time. Even if you don't have a good target to reduce your life, you can pay a lot of life, swap to regain your life, use any flicker effect, swap the life totals back, and then you draw like 20, 30 cards. You probably hit 2 more flickers in those 20 to 30 cards. Flicker, flicker, draw 30 more. Flicker, flicker, draw 30 more. You drew your entire deck good game. This is basically just another version of that 7 mana Atraxa. Yes, you're in less colors, but you draw more cards. I think that you can win on the turn that you play it more commonly than that 7 mana Atraxa, but being down 2 colors can hurt.
Hmm.
I think that it is comparable to that Atraxa though, which is why I say bracket 5.
I would want to. Let's leave it to a poll, but I think it's maybe between 4 or 5. I'm curious as to
Yeah.
what you guys think, and we'll have it land there. I don't disagree, though. I think this is definitely a flicker Mander potentially able
Also,
to pull in a lot of weight.
not a horrible sack commander, because honestly, just sacrificing him and reanimating him is also just good.
Mr.
Literally, just
Negative with clones and necropotence.
also true.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Well, shit. All right, I'll land him in 5 for now. Not to say that this is where you should be voting, but we'll put him up at the top. The spot?
Uh, yep, Spot, Living Portal. He's 5 mana for an Orzhov commander with 4 power and 4 toughness. When he enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent, and exile up to 1 target non-land permanent card from a graveyard. Which also, I don't know if it's non-land permanent in graveyard does work. Never mind, ignore me. When Spot dies, you may put him on the bottom of his owner's library. If you do, return the exiled cards to their owner's hands. So this is a return something from grave to hand and return something from board to hand in a delayed way effect. They made it so you can't go infinite by making him go to the bottom of the library constantly, but he's interesting but not good. Bracket 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Spider-Man 2099, he is 2 mana for a 2/3 that says, from the future, you cannot cast him on your first, second, or third turns this game. However, you can flash him in on an opponent's turn, notable thing. He has Double Strike and Vigilance, and at the beginning of your end step, if you've played a land or cast a spell from somewhere other than your hand, he deals damage equal to his power to any target. He's a removal commander. You can keep punching stuff to death, and you theoretically can get him out kind of fast. He has good keywords. However, bad.
Yeah.
Bracket 1.
Not into it.
Other Craven the Hunter. He is Golgari, and he's 3 mana for a 4/3 trampler. Whenever a creature an opponent controls with the greatest power among creatures that player controls dies, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on Craven the Hunter. Honestly, bracket 3, because you can just kind of chain target kill stuff going down the line and draw a whole lot of cards in one go while making Craven very big. It takes a lot of setup to do that, but it's good.
He is a warrior.
Wait, hold on. I want to say bracket 4 for only one reason. If you Toxic Deluge, all of your opponent's creatures have the greatest power, or at least they're. Hold on, does Tied for the greatest power work with this?
Whenever a creature
Give us,
an opponent
give us
controls with the
judge,
greatest power
judge.
among...
If things have Tied for the greatest power, will you draw a card? Because that way, Toxic Deluge would be draw a card for each creature on the board, and there's a lot of like bad toxic effects that you can play with this to make it really good.
That's a good question. If it doesn't say, has it normally read Tied or... This is a good question. I don't know.
Usually when it says Tied, it's like has the greatest power or is tied for the greatest power.
I'm trying to think, how is it normally worded if they're trying to say less than or greater, or sorry, greater than or equal to.
Okay, we'll skip Craven for now, and because Gibbous is looking into it. My man's is on a mission for me.
Thank you, Gibbous.
Much appreciated for looking into that for us.
Yeah, bracket 3 for now. We built Venom. Venom's fine.
Oh, that's the reason why you're looking into that. He's looking into how negative power works.
Mm-hmm.
I did not even think of that, making that more complicated. Okay. Well, Venom Deadly Devourer. We built this on the channel. This was a very good deck. 4 mana for a 4/4 with Vigilance and Menace. You can pay 3, exile a creature card from a graveyard. When you do, put X counters on target symbiote, where X is the exiled card's toughness. There's a lot of randomly good things that self-discard that can make Venom very big, and then Powers Matter stuff lets you kind of win very well in black and green.
3?
3 or 4. 3, because Voltron does not work too well. So we can say 3.
Yeah, you can board wipe and just have an effect that gives them all the same base power and toughness too. That's true. Like, well, humility, something like that, but obviously not humility.
Yeah.
Aranya.
There's Black has like incidental effects that just say all creatures your opponents control are blah blahs until the end of the turn.
Heart of the Spider. 3 mana
Yeah,
total, 3/3
Aranya, Heart of the
body.
Spider. Boros, legendary creature, 3/3.
Mm,
Whenever this attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. Uh, that's funny. That's not attacking creature you control, but I guess that would be redundant. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you can exile a top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. This modifies your other creatures, and this gives you impulse draw off of modifying things. It's interesting. This is better Akiri Lineslinger, in my opinion. Akiri Lineslinger draws you cards. This Impulse draws you cards, but it will buff the things to make it work. Akiri
where's
Lineslinger has the indestructible remove equipment thing, but I feel like this is just better.
where's Akiri Lineslinger for you?
Akiri is kind of like a 2, so I'd put this as a 2.
Yeah. But it's better.
Yes.
Mildly. Oh shit, Jackal.
Yeah, Jackal Genius Geneticist. Man, we have brought up this card every single time we've had the ability to.
Yeah.
A green and a blue for a legendary creature, human scientist villain with 1 power, 1 toughness, and trample. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value equal to Jackal's power, copy that spell, except it isn't legendary, then put a +1/+1 counter on Jackal. This has a combo that is very easy to set up to get you 2 80/80s that just never die, more or less. I want to put this on 4 just by the fact that 1, it can grind really well, 2, it can generate a stupid amount of value, and 3, it has a very, very clear combo.
Sorry. Just had to ask someone something. Okay. Bracket 5?
Bracket 4. I would not say 5. The combo is not that great, but
Let me see here. But
I,
will the attack clause on Aranya allows for better synergy with two-headed giant?
I mean, yes, but no.
Jackal is bait unless you can control the counters.
So, uh, Mateus, the only reason why I think that Jackal is good is, I think his name is, yeah, Amarthus. Amarthus Ghostfire. Amarthus is double X for a legendary creature spirit snake that enters with X counters. Whenever 1 or more counters are put onto a colorless creature you control, put a +1/+1 counter on Amarthus, and when Amarthus dies, manifests a number of cards on top of your library equal to the number of counters on it. If you have 1 counter on Jackal, and then you cast Amarthus for 2 mana, you get 2 or Amarthus triggers off of Amarthus, which triggers off of Amarthus, and they trigger infinitely. So you get 2 80/80 Amarthus. And if any of them die, you manifest the top 80, which theoretically means that you can get a Thoracle and a way to flicker a Thoracle. So Jekyll has a very, very dumb combo. I will agree with you, though. If you get to 2 counters and have not played Amarthus yet, yeah, Jackal feels bad. And Jackal can be kind of bait, but you have enough counter manipulation in green and blue that you can probably like reset this by flickering it, or you can just proliferate it to get it more counters. But yes, a Jackal can be bait.
I'm gonna put
but,
it. I'm gonna
I
put it
think
in
that
3.
I want to put it in 4, just because it legitimately does get good value, and you can manipulate counters to make it do some dumb things.
No, we should make it. We should make the deck and then go from there.
Yeah.
Cosmic Spider.
So okay, so we've gotten
Yeah, I
a thing
saw.
for Craven. So negative values for power and toughness do exist. So giving everything -10 results in something being less negative than other things. Craven will trigger once per creature with the greatest power. Uh, okay, so if everything is tied, he will trigger multiple times, but negative power exists, so Toxic Deluge is not that good. I'll say Craven's a 3. Just because you can still do like board wipe shenanigans where
Yeah,
you make everything into 2/2s and then nuke.
it's not bad.
Yeah. You can do a lot of cool things off. Craven.
Is Cosmic
Cosmic Spider.
Spider just a is he a one?
Cosmic Spider is more than a one, but I will say Cosmic Spider is probably a two.
It's pretty weak.
Um, Cosmic Spider is Wooburg, 5/5, flying, first strike, trample, vigilance, lifelink, haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, other spiders you control get flying, first strike, vigilance, lifelink, trample, and haste. Um, Cosmic Spider is a good changeling tribal commander. Cosmic Spider can go in the 99 of a couple different casual decks. I think just buffing changelings is honestly good enough, and you're in Wooburg, so you have good changelings to pick from. There are some decent spiders that you can also utilize that would be good. Bracket 2, you can do fun things.
Yeah, I think they're way better Wooburg. Or even 4-color, but yeah. Cosmic Spider is the weenie Hut Jr. of the set. Timmy's dream. Yeah, pretty much. Iron Spider, Stark upgrade?
Oh, yeah. Iron Spider Stark upgrade,
It's pretty
3
good.
mana for a 2/3 with Vigilance. Legendary creature, or artifact creature, Spider Hero. Tap, put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature and or vehicle you control. Remove 2 counters from among artifacts you control to draw a card. Bracket 3 or 4, in my opinion, on this. And the reason why I say that is you can play a lot of zero-cost artifact creatures that, over the span of 2 turns, will net you card draw. You just keep paying mana into it. And this can let you have a KCI commander.
Yeah.
There are things where you have, like, not Arcbound, what's it called? Modular. You have modular creatures where you
Yeah.
can remove counters from them to draw
I
cards,
think
let them
Arcbound
die.
Ravager is
So on and so on.
modular. I think you're right. Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah.
But
And pretty much any modular effect will let you loop draw off of KCI. So this gives you an outlet for KCI decks, in addition to just being a very good beat commander, in addition to being just a generally good draw commander. So it has an outlet for infinite for KCI stuff. It has a way to punch very hard, very fast. It's really good with Voltaic Key, Clock of Omen, all of those kind of things, and it can grind. So I'd say like this is probably bracket 4, but it's colorless. That is the reason why I'm not immediately hopping onto bracket
no,
4.
bracket 3. I
Um,
think we should build this next. But
yeah,
I think it's bracket 3. I'd love to see how well it
I'm,
performs though. It's like I'd like to see how well it performs.
yeah, agreed.
Sable Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah. Yeah. Living Brain.
Living Brain! 4 mana for a 3/3 legendary artifact creature token robot. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-equipment artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power toughness 3/3 until the end of the turn. Untap it. Funnily enough, Living Brain is really good with Iron Spider because you
Yeah.
can untap Iron Spider to untap Iron
Yeah.
Spider. So that's kind of funny. But this by itself, it's it's Voltaic Servant in the command zone, but for 4 mana instead of 2.
Yeah.
I'm
One, sir.
I'm thinking like 1, but maybe 2 because there's some funny things you can do. But I'm like 1, probably 1.
Yeah. No, it's fun casual for sure. All right.
There's that one card that people play that lets you make things into artifact creatures, and there's some dumb combos you can do with that. There's probably reasons why you'd want bracket 2. There are fun dumb things you can do with this that are worth doing.
Oh
But
my god,
that's
guys!
kind of
It's
bracket 1.
colorless. It's
That's bracket 1. That's
colorless.
bracket 1.
I would yes. Living Brain, the One Ring, and Untapped Creature Loop. Goes infinite with Time Bolt. Yeah, yeah, it will.
Finally, we did it, guys. We broke Time Vault.
I'm sorry. It was Spider Slayer.
Spider Slayer. I'm not even going to really dignify this card. 2 mana for a 2/1. It has Death Touch against spiders, and then you can exile this from your graveyard to make 2/1/1 artifact robots with flying. 0. It's 0. It's bracket 0. I don't even want to dignify this
All
card.
right, guys. Last one. Last one. There we are. We have so many bracket ones.
Yeah.
3 to 7 between bracket 5 and 4, which is higher than I expected. And I mean, I
Oh,
enjoy building everything 3 and up and Hydro Man.
now, Patrick, hear me out. You can liquid metal coating your Rhystic Study. or somebody's Ristic Study, and then you can turn it into a creature, and then
God, liquid metal torque or liquid metal coating? Oh no,
coding.
are we trying to make Living Brain work, guys?
No, well, the thing is, Living Brain kind of works, but it's just in the same metric as that one weird card from way back in the day.
So I'm gonna end the poll on Mr. Negative. It's 50-50, so we'll go with your first call and put it in bracket 5. That's fine with me.
Okay.
The bracket 4s here, fine. I think Sandman and Electro are my favorites of the lot. But
Yeah.
Norman's a bracket 5, Gwenham's bracket 5, and Mr. Negative, I think that's something we should brew on the channel. But that's for a future date. I do need to run somewhere starting now. But before we leave, we'll do some more streams, obviously, building out some of these legendaries so we can see how they perform, at least in a vacuum. I think Iron Spider sounds fun. I think Negative sounds good. And Sandman's like way up there for me.
Yeah. Sandman is really cool. I have a friend who has an elemental deck that does care about some landfall stuff. I might see what he thinks about Sandman. I don't think he's going to want to run Sandman in that deck, but it could be interesting.
But we all know the best card. What are you talking about? But we all know the best card in this set. Yeah, it's a reprint.
Radioactive Spider. No.
So, guys, thanks for joining us on this one. Definitely watch the set review yesterday if you haven't checked it out yet. Let us know what legendaries you'd want us to brew from this set, excuse me, before we go into what is the next set after this. It's not Avatar. It feels like it would be.
I think it's Avatar.
No, it's not. No. We're not even taking a break from Universes Beyond. We're doing more. No way. I don't buy it, Will.
MTG set timeline 2025.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for watching.
Tarkier, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities, Marvel Spider-Man, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Wow, that's crazy to me. Well, we'll revisit your favorite MTG universe sometime. Don't worry. But damn, that's crazy to me. It is Avatar. That's it. That is staggering. Okay, cool. More legends to come, I'm sure. But guys, we kept this one pretty tidy. I don't know. The legendary tier lists always go long, but these are always fun. I at least gives me a feeling of what I would want to brew for. Also, look at the secret lair coming up. Look up the dark ritual.
I think that's Venom, right?
I don't know. Right. Actually, I saw. I got an email for it. I didn't look at it. Avatar, then Lorwyn, then Strixhaven. Thank God. I'm ready to return to Lorwyn. And Strixhaven, honestly, Strixhaven was super fun, dude. More Magecraft, please.
I was right. It is Venom. Good art. Good art.
Closing thoughts, Will?
Yeah, looking forward to Lorwyn Strixhaven. Strixhaven was one of the sets that I liked the most, but I feel like they were in the headspace of we need to make weird stuff that isn't good for Commander at that point. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with a more kind of Commander-based mindset, because there was a lot of cool things from Strixhaven the first time.
God, is the Venom secret lair that good? You're talking it up. Okay.
People like Venom.
Who doesn't, right? I need to find that damn comic. I had the Lethal Protector comic cover, but I remember it was red in like holofoil. I just thought it was the coolest fucking thing. I'm sure they're inexpensive. Anyway, see you guys. Thanks for joining us on this one. Wish me luck during my tennis evaluations today. That's what I'm running to. I have to go all the way to Arthur Ashe. I'm gonna do okay. I don't know. I'll do okay.
Do you, Gibbs, do you mean peer into the abyss or peer through depths? I think it's